Guys and dolls. Okay. Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here. Hope you're all good. Okie dokie. Nearly 6:30. Just wait for you to come in. For anybody that's watching it from the start, how you doing? I'm Freedom Dad. Welcome to my live. Tonight we are talking about deportation. Controversial subject? I don't think so. But, you know, some people might say it is. Point is, we're here to talk about it. You know, we're not here to deport anybody. We're here to talk about it. Hello, Bluebell. Welcome in. Hope you're good, Bluebell. You're always one of the first in. Thank you for that. Just wait for a few more to get in. Need to speak the wee bit bunkers tonight. Help me with a video, and I forgot to give her credit, you know, and she hasn't even said a word, really. She hasn't said a word. Like I've said, I haven't forgot about you. And she's like, you don't need to say anything. So the one with, what one was it? It was the one with the police going out to the Northern Ireland girl's house. Yes, very controversial in it, Bluebell. You want to swap places? Oh man, but it's life, innit? It's life. Muttley, good to see you. Yeah, it's just life, innit? You know what I mean? We gotta, like, when you're doing a channel and you're telling people you're talking about what's in your head, it can be tricky. It can be tricky, guys, you know what I mean? Because, like, you can't talk about just what's in your head all the time, you know what I mean? Especially if you want to have a wee peek inside my head sometimes. But, no, it can be hard, so it can to not speak about things that I really want to, you know, and I'm starting to learn the hard way, you know what I mean, guys? There's no two ways about it. Definitely learning the hard way. It's one of them things. doing YouTube channels, you're going to learn things the hard way. Like, there's no two ways about it. Thanks, Bluebell. Hello, Flora. How are you? I'm good, thank you very much. Sandra, I'm not touching the screen. It'll come back up again. No, like I say, guys, you know, it's concerning, and it's just what we see going on. It's like, it's conspiracy theorists. It's conspiracy theorists, right? This is the way I am, logically. Just a guy who, Sandra Harris, I'm good, thank you so much. Everything is good. But, you know, I'm just a guy who's all of a sudden become a dad, you know. Met an amazing girl after I lost my wife, and she was like, you ever think about having kids? And I'm like, nope. I never thought about having kids. And, you know, and we started talking about it, and that was it. You know what I mean? And it's just one of them things in life where people think out the obvious, you know, point out the obvious to you. And, you know, the obvious fact was I'm in a good place, you know. I'm in the best place mentally I've ever been. And I'm in a really nice place in the world. And it's a nice, safe place, you know, in many, many ways, you know, in ways I wouldn't say, obviously for security reasons, but very, very safe place to bring up children. And, you know, it's just one of them things. And then, you know, it was, to be honest with you, like, you know, being 55, and I haven't been super careful, guys. You know, there's been times when I haven't been careful, you know, and I've always got away scot-free, whether somebody's on the pill, not on the pill, taking a morning after pill, you know, drunk a night out, you just don't know, do you? And yeah, so whenever the decision was made to have a child, it was sort of tongue-in-cheek. I don't like saying that because that's not really what I mean, but I don't really know else how to explain it. Hi, James. Even and all, we are all going God's way through Christ, having the weights. Indeed, mate, and I'm into that. And no, so it was planned, right down to the timing and all that. Carry on. You women know. You know, we just get told to go. You know, and And, like I say, the crazy story with the magpies, I mean, I say it smilingly because I'm a wee bit embarrassed talking about it, to be honest with you guys, and it's one of them things. Hello, Anne-Marie. Welcome in. Good to see you tonight. It is one of them things, guys, with the magpie thing. It's just a wee personal thing with you guys because you went early, so why not? And, got up the next day, and it was like, obviously we're talking about making babies and, because we were careful. I'm a careful man. Like I say, sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes on nights out, drunken nights, you make mistakes and you're not always as careful. So, but I am careful. I really genuinely didn't want to have children and was very, very careful. But it was one of them ones, what I mean, 55, you go through life not thinking about children. You have a discussion about it. You make a plan. You go for it. And that's all I thought about it, what I mean? But that next night, the next morning was still fresh in the head, obviously, what I mean? And baby talk and stuff like that. And I've looked out my window and 8 magpies came flying into the garden in front of me, and it was just like the strangest thing I've ever seen. So I've turned around to Katie jokingly and said, "You're pregnant." Just straight away I went, "You're pregnant." And again, I forgot about it. I really did forget about it. I'm not kidding you on, guys. You know what? Just going about my day, normal, what I mean? And Katie's popped up with a pregnancy thing, and I don't know, 5-6 weeks later, what I mean? Very faint line, very, very faint. We had to do about 6 tests. We really did, like one of them ones, It was so faint. Everyone was so faint, and you know what it's like. You want a big, strong line, what I mean? You want to make sure before you say anything to anybody, and you're already getting excited, and what I mean? And yeah, it was pretty amazing. So where I'm trying to get to here, basically, guys, is, I found myself in a world where I wasn't just thinking about myself. Not that I ever did think about myself. I didn't really give myself too much thoughts, or anybody else. I just went through life dealing with everything in front of me. How I'm used to dealing with it, whether it's right or wrong, And all of a sudden, I find myself with a baby, growing inside Katie, and all sorts of emotions, all sorts of things, and a wee bit of a roller coaster, what I mean? And then the baby came along, and another bit of a roller coaster for me mentally. It was just hard work, and for me, what I mean? Just I'm not going to go into it, but it was. I don't know if I was expecting a lot more. What I mean? Just stuff in my head from the past that was flooding back about my mum and my mum having me, and I was looking at Katie with my baby and thinking of my mum having me. What I mean? And I've never thought like that before, and it was heartbreaking. It really was. Like, it was difficult, really difficult time, and so while that's all going on, I'm thinking about my child. I'm thinking of my life. How hard it's been, how much I was let down by society, by the government, by professionals. And I'm thinking, I want to protect my girl. What I mean? The most important thing to me is she has a better life than me. I think every parent that goes through a bad life will work twice as hard for their child rather than somebody that's had a really easy life and doesn't know how bad the world really is. That's what I think, And so working really hard, thinking really hard, constantly thinking, and I'm watching what's going on. I'm watching Southport. And, I'm thinking, like, the replacement and all that, and the way people get on, I'm thinking, this conspiracy theorists. This is what I'm getting to, complete conspiracy theorists, what I mean? And, but it's there. It's always there. It's always popping up when you're watching YouTube channels and you see different things. And, so as you're watching and things are going, you're watching things like the Home Office and what's going on in the Home Office, what I mean? And you watch London, you watch the Lord Mayor, how he behaves, right? We watched the First Minister of Scotland, and he went on about, as soon as he got into power, as soon as he had a voice, he was shouting about everybody being white, and that blew me away. But at the same time, you're still like, there's bad eggs in every community. That's what we always got to remember. So keep going forward, and then we've got the Justice Minister, that's, the way I see it, it's got Tommy Robinson in solitary confinement. That's not right on any level. I just don't think it's not right. We know Tommy Robinson shouldn't be in prison. What I mean, at the end of the day, but, I think if under the circumstances, I think the government should be saying, right, well, if we're going to do this and bring all these people into our government, then we should go easy on what we're doing to people that born and bred and lived here all their lives, you know what I mean? And then we see other people that they brought into the government, and there's stuff going on in foreign countries with their parents being investigated for fraud, and these people are in charge of basically investigating fraud in our country, and this is who, and all these things are coming to me, and I'm gonna remember I'm a dad. I'm going through this. I'm talking about 4 months, 5 months, right? So babies coming, babies arrived, babies now 4 months. I'm looking back. This is where I am right now. So I'm looking at the communities. I'm looking at the rhetoric coming out of the communities. I'm looking, when things happen in the country, I'm looking for an outlash. I'm like a wave from Muslim communities saying exactly what we're saying, an outcry, you know what I mean? And then I think to myself, that's not there because they're in areas that are segregated and they can't really say too much because it's too dangerous. Because I come from Northern Ireland, I know what it's like in segregated areas. You ain't saying nothing about the paramilitaries. You live with them, so you're not going to say nothing about them or against them publicly or anything. You know, you're just going to keep your head down and get on with your day. And so I understand that as well. So we come to a stage like where the government, I've got this thing where they want to be inclusive and they want to open the borders, and there's no borders, and it doesn't matter who you are, what colour you are, what religion you are, you should be allowed to travel anywhere and claim that as your home. This is what our government think, or what they're trying to tell us, that there's no border and anybody can come in here and settle down and, you know, become British and vote, you know, and that's what I understand. So I understand, I get that. I get the inclusive bit and all that, right? So I'm thinking about my daughter again, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, right, so lots of crimes are going on. We've had 1,400 girls, children, I don't know how many boys. Boys don't seem to get a mention, but 1,400 children in one town, and then we've got 50 towns up and down the city, up and down the country, and there's no outcry from anywhere. The only outcry is what the government like to call far right, and it's just normal guys in the street worrying about their kids. So I'm seeing all these guys rising up, and I see all the stuff on the internet, and I see everybody getting silenced and shut down. And as I'm watching that, I'm watching churches get turned into mosques. You know, I'm listening to the people saying there's Sharia courts, and I'm like, no, can't be Sharia courts. That's another law. It's another world. You know what I mean? This is Britain. And then I find out there's 80 Sharia courts in the United Kingdom. And then I just found out the other day that our animals are being killed in the most horrific, brutal way. You know, where I thought we had the strongest laws ever for animal rights and protecting our animals. You know, I thought that was the kind of country we were. So I'm seeing a lot of changes in so many places, and it's really, really concerning. So obviously people, when they see criminals doing really bad things to children, you know, and they're not from here, you know, this isn't like kids from people that's immigrated here and had children. These are people who are just here. You know, these are people who are just here 1, 2, 3, 10, 15 years, and they're straight into crime and into the jails. And when people like Rupert Lowe and, you know, other patriots, and like Tommy Robinson, you know, he's been shouting about us for ages and ages, you know what I mean? And when we see them getting shut down, then we think to ourselves, like, it's worrying. It's worrying when you silence a community when they're trying to protect their children. It's very, very worrying. So we're talking about deportation. Nigel Farage has took a lot of stick because he says you cannot deport 1 million people. And there's people that are coming out and supporting him, Farage supporters. And I'm finding that they're not really people from the working class. So I'm understanding that a lot of people that aren't living in our areas, coming from our, like, living the way we have to live, the NHS, don't know private, nothing private. We're just doing it hardcore, you know what I mean? We're council houses and all the rest of it. And, you know, they don't see what we're seeing. They don't see the mental health. You know, you don't see the families getting split up. You don't see the problems with the families becoming, you know, drugs is getting worse. Alcoholism is getting worse. And there's no services. You know, there's no services for anybody. People are being forgotten about. And, you know, people are starting to understand now what's going on. There's no money. There's no money, you know, and then they're seeing what's going on down in England, and they're thinking to themselves, this isn't right. And this is what the backlash. And then, like I say, Rupert Lowe is one of the only men who has spoke about the things that really all the political parties have got in their manifestos, deporting criminals. But then whenever it seems they get put on the spot on YouTube channels and podcasts, they start stuttering and spluttering. And I can't understand why, guys. We need to ask why. So we need to ask, can we deport people who have committed crimes. Anybody that's committed any crimes in this country, that's come into this country illegally, and anybody that is committing crimes, can we at least start with that? Can we at least have some sort of laws in place for people that break the law? Because you've got to look at it from other countries. I couldn't break the law in any country. I know, you ever watch Banged Up Abroad? I don't know if you've ever seen a program called Banged Up Abroad. You'll probably catch it on YouTube. Stick it in. It's just about how other prisons and other countries behave with foreigners. It's mostly about British people in foreign jails, as far as I can remember. And we got to look. I want you to think about what the implications, because at the same time, there's amazing people in this country, like Lubna that I showed you earlier. Absolutely amazing Muslims who integrate. I've got amazing Muslims all around me who talk about this, talk about what I'm talking about, and say to me, "You're bang on." Because I always check, I always run by them, watch my video, just to make sure, because you just don't know. Let me check this. You okay? Sorry, guys. I don't know why my comments have stopped coming. I'm going to stick the comments back up. So I am. Right, chat. James is in. John Capone's in. Leslie's in. Oh, hello, Talger. Good to see you, Little Englander. So I'm going to hand it over to you guys. So what do you think? What's the solution? How does a political party go forward talking about deportation without scaring people, because this is what the left will do. This is what Labour will do when it comes to it. Their policies will be the opposite they are. So they'll be telling the public, this is exactly the way it'll work. So they'll be saying, you can't vote for the reform, that we're just going to use reform, right? Because I'd like to think that they're still going to do something right here. I really am thinking that hopefully maybe Nigel Farage will walk away and go, listen, I made a mistake. Sort it out yourselves. Here, Rupert, you take over. Who knows? You know what I mean? And I just want to, how do they do it? So they're going to be saying, we need to deport men that's broke the law, people that's breaking the law. And there's going to be a backlash. Obviously, there's going to be a backlash from people that are here who know they're about to be deported if the political party get in. It's going to be really, really difficult and really, really hard. And it's going to be one of the most dangerous times for some of our political leaders. Please believe me. I can see exactly what's coming. And this is what Lubin is trying to say. This is, I think, what people are talking about when they're talking about civil war. Because you've got to understand, once political parties start saying, right, this is it, what Rupert Lowe's saying, we're deporting people. And if it means 10 flights going in a day, you've heard him. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. It's, in what world would that not, does that not make sense to anybody? In what world do you turn around and say, oh, you know what, we're just going to have to leave them all here because we're too scared. We're too scared. No too scared of us. You weren't too scared of us at the Southport rats. Jeez, oh man, it wasn't hard. Cattle, let them burn themselves out, go in and pick them off. Just like Northern Ireland, the British government took the IRA on, guys. You know what I mean? So I'm not buying none of that. These people are coming out and saying, Nigel Farage is right, we can't deport millions of people. I'm not saying deport millions of people. I'm not saying deport foreigners just because they're foreigners. You need to be doing something wrong to be deported, let's be honest. Let's not kid ourselves. None of my community is sitting here saying, oh, we want to deport foreigners. Do we, heck? We all know if we have foreigners as friends. We want to deport foreigners who are coming in and breaking the law. And then we need to sort out the system where we start putting our own people, if not first, equal. Start promoting the churches, start promoting the Christianity, stop trying to smother Christianity in our schools, take away the LBGQ plus stuff, so that all needs looked at by people in that community, because I speak to people in that community as well, and they're saying that's like a wild horse running off that nobody's able to catch. You know what I mean? And nobody knows, so you let it go. That's the way I can put it to you, you know what I mean? So there's loads of things that it's a small group of people, i.e. the Labour Party and all these headers around them, against the rest of Britain. And then you've got the extremists who have got an agenda. And then you've got the moderate Muslims who are a big majority. You see, so the majorities, the actual people that we need to deport is quite a small, it's not that big, and you've also got the fact when you start deporting, people know that. So foreigners are in this country aren't going to break. The only reason they're breaking the law and doing what they're doing right now is because, one, we've got the cushiest deals in the world, and two, they don't get deported. Please believe me, Change a couple of things. All you got to do is change things, and people will change. And if not, they don't. They won't stay here. You got to make the place undesirable. It's not about just deporting millions of people. You only need to deport 100,000. The rest are going to leave. They're not going to be here if they're not going to get benefits, and they're not going to get cushy jails and cushy prison numbers and get let back out with a check and a flat. Come on, it's not hard to work out. These people like Nigel Farage and other people who are supporting him that are saying that he's right, that we need to take them with us, and if we don't, we're in trouble. That's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. How could we be in trouble? We've got a police force. We just recruit policemen. We just recruit National Guard. We protect our communities. We protect our roads, our streets, and our buildings. We go back to what it was like in the 70s and 80s, and we protect everywhere, just like we did when the IRA were at us. Simple as that. Anybody steps out of line, see you later. No questions asked. It's law. We have it down in law. So that's what the political parties are wanting, but they don't know how to say it. They don't know. That's what I think. I think they're all scared because, like I say, what Labour will do, Labour will turn around and go, "Oh, you can't vote for them," and they just want to get rid of everybody, and they will make communities feel afraid. We've seen what they've done. We've seen what they've done with the Moss, 111 million. That's to protect you. They're taking that money and going, protect us from what? You know what I mean? And then the rhetoric of the far right are everywhere. That's worrying for foreigners, guys. Can you see what the Labour Party are actually doing to that community as well as ours? There's so many victims involved. It's not just us. It's not just the people that were born and bred here and got mothers and fathers and grannies and granddads. It isn't. It's affecting other British people that aren't got mothers and fathers and grannies and granddads here, but they're proud to be British and they love our culture and they love this country and they liked it the way it was. Thank you very much. Right, sorry guys. That's what I've got to say. That's my solutions. That's the way I go forward. Not so much about deporting, but making it a place where they're not going to be able to milk is dry. They're not going to be able to get away with just doing what they've been doing. 50 cities up and down the breadth of England, guys. I don't think people are really understanding this. 50 cities have been affected. They're saying, I'm going to say over 100,000 children because that's enough. There's figures out there of 250,000 children that have been affected in this country, women or children. I don't know. It's a crazy number. I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around it. Why the governments have let this go to these kind of figures. What kind of figures were they going to let it go to before somebody said that's enough? 1 million? 2 million? But seriously, what kind of figures is our government prepared to let our children suffer? Before they said it was enough. Before. Somebody, you tell me, what do you think? Is Mum alright? How's the wee man?
Yeah, alright.
Oh, I said, well, just as Katie's here. So, Katie's wanting to do a YouTube channel. She's just been playing about with it for a wee while. And I said to her, because I was saying, hey, come on camera and say hello and that if you want. And she was like, I want to, you know what I mean? And I was like, my fucking followers want you to, you know what I mean? And she's like, I'm going to do my own YouTube. I was like, right, I'll do. So when she starts it up, it's going to be a horsey thing, you know what I mean? She's doing brilliant. I'll bring one of the videos. I might bring it tomorrow because I said, can I put that up, Mangy? Because it's just to show you what she does with this horse. It's an X-race horse that didn't meet the cut. And you can't just ride these horses, right? You can't just take them out and go on a hack. These are race horses. They're bred to go poof. So there's a lot of work to bring it back down again. And it's quite fascinating, I think. And it'd be quite interesting for some people to watch a horse coming on, you know what I mean? Because that's what she's going to do. She's going to be a horse trainer and have her own stables and everything. She's got big ideas, big goals, and wow, amazing. You know what I mean? So, so I'll give you a shout when that's ready. And you can jump on there, subscribe and send some love and all that. And comments of the channel will grow, you know, if you get involved, you know. Yes, John Capone, I've seen the speech. I've seen it. I actually watched it before I came on here to keep myself, because I've always got to keep myself right. I've always got to make sure that what I'm saying, I've got the receipts of others saying it, you know what I mean, to keep myself right. And people in good standing order as well. Not just Jim in the pub. Oh, Jim in the pub said it. So I've said it on a live stream. You know, so no, it is. But the whole thing about Lucky, I didn't really know it was going to go down that way. Never. That just flowed. I didn't know where that came from. But it is about lucky, you know. At the end of the day, it is about lucky. It's about my daughter. And I think, see, all the moderate Muslims, all the really nice Muslims, and all the nice foreigners, they understand that. They get that. They get that freedom. That fucking get it. 100% get it. You know what I mean? And the problem is, there's not enough people saying, you know, like differentiating between who we need to deport, who we're actually looking to target. We're just looking to target the people who come in here to commit crimes and milk the system. There's people sitting with 3 and 4 identifications, taking hundreds of thousands of pounds off the government every month. Every month. You know, I'm not kidding you on. Like, there's some stories out there that they went into one guy's house and there was loads of hundreds of, like, I don't know the figure, thousands of pounds worth of equipment that the government have given this guy for disabilities that he never even opened. You know what I mean? And he kidded on he was an Afghani, right? This is the kicker. Where do you hear this, right? So this guy, this is why he got done. This is why he got done. He didn't get done because he was ripping the system off. He got done because he told them he was an Afghani. And he wasn't. He was a Moroccan. And because he was a Moroccan, he was getting done. So if he had been an Afghani, he would have been probably all right. That's fucking nuts. Now I'm reading this story and going, wow. Yeah, this is a bit like us. You know, I've seen guys, you know, we've got the fraudsters, our own fraudsters that do this, you know, so we've seen them on our tellies. So I'm sitting, yeah. And then it goes, yeah, because he said he was an Afghani when he was really in a Moroccan. And then it showed you a picture of him dancing at a Moroccan wedding. He was meant to be like incapable of walking, you know, but that's the kind of thing that's going on. But the thing is, guys, these people will be able to be investigated. You'll be able to look down and go, right, you've had $250,000, right? Time to go. You know what I mean? And what you'll get, once these laws come out, any political party that comes in the power that has the balls to do this, what you'll find is people will leave. You know, they're not going to stay here. Look at Birmingham, guys. Did you honestly think those people are going to stay in there if they're not getting any benefits? Think about it. Of course they're not. You know, of course they're not. And, you know, and people are saying there will be people here that need benefits. Yeah, of course there will. But, you know, this is the whole thing about assessments and stuff like that and getting them done right. It's no point having people assessing something if they're the same community, because they're always going to favour each other. You know, there's always going to be discrimination like that amongst things. That's why the Home Office shouldn't be the way it is, and we shouldn't have certain people in certain positions, because they're always going to discriminate. And lo and behold, what do we find in the sentencing laws? Discrimination. So, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe Lucky is going to be discriminated. This is the start of it. She's going to be not going to be able to criticise or complain about anything bad that happens if it comes from a certain community. You know, she's going to grow up with a religion that I don't want her to be involved with, but she might have no choice. She might have no choice whatsoever if she was to stay here. You know, and I want her to stay here. The whole point of this is I want my child to stay here. I want her to grow up in Britain. I want her to have a choice of Scotland, Northern Ireland, England or Wales, or even Ireland if she wants. You know, and if she wants to go and live in Pakistan, that's up to her. I don't care. I want her to have the choice. At the minute, she hasn't got the choice. In 20 years, Muslims are telling us in 10 years it's going to be bad, right? Muslims that live in this country, moderate Muslims, are telling us these aren't the type of people who are going to come out and say stuff like that just for fun. Please believe me, if you think some of the YouTubers that are talking about this kind of stuff are taking risks, imagine what risk these Muslims are taking coming out and saying the stuff that they're saying because they're trying to warn us. She's scared of her kids. Her kids are Muslim. And I'm not meant to get a wee bit worried about that. Come on ahead, guys. If any parent is to sit down in front of a Muslim and the Muslim turns around and says, you know what, I'm a wee bit worried about the way the government's going and pushing my religion onto you right now, and the way they've got the Sharia courts and the way they're doing, I'm overwhelmed. This is a problem. Extremism will rise, and I'm sitting there listening to that and they're going, I'm worried about my kids' future in 10 years, and I'm thinking, my Lucky's only going to be 10. I could go tomorrow. Katie could go a week later. Lucky be on her own, just like I was. Government left to look after, a ward of court just like me. Do you see where it goes? Do you see how bad life can go? Right, people might say I'm not the best dad because of my background, whatever, I don't care. I know who I am, okay? I'm the best dad that child could have. Don't care what anybody thinks at the end of the day. But the thing is, I mightn't be here. And I am really, really worried. And the government won't let me talk. They won't talk to me. They're not interested. All they want to do is shut you up. They don't want to reassure me. Listen, Freedom Dad, listen, this is what's happening. It's not going to be like that because X, Y, and Z. And I'd be like, fuck's sake. Obviously I didn't know that because I'm not a politician. That's the way I would go with that. I would be like, and then I would come on and say, listen, guys, it's not like that. This is actually what's happening. And there's all this is in place to make sure that we Lucky's going to be okay. No, nothing. Oh, silence, prison, solitary confinement. That is scary. That's another big scary thing. On top of everything else, what's the scare in the life out of me right now? So that's why we need to have deportations, and that's where we need to go, and that's why we need to be able to talk about it, because we can't keep letting people come in here that are really bad, dangerous people who are just coming here because we are so soft,
Can you give me a wee pen?
Yeah. What one?
Just, I think there's only one. What was your?
Oh, yeah. Per. Oh, you going it there now?
Just a taste of mine, but that was the one we gave yesterday.
Right, okay. Right. She had the dates, but it's food for the baby. She's getting per tonight. Right, okay. I'm missing out, but
I've seen this one yesterday.
I know, I want to do it again. Right. So sorry guys. I'm really, really sorry. I promise you that's it. I'm going to sit here from now on. Please, anything you have put up that I've missed, put it up again. I'm going to scroll past everything, guys, right? Forgive me and start again, okay? So there we go. Frank Barn is the last message. Hi, Window Man. Hello, Frank Barn, by the way. So anything you want to put in, anything I might be missing, or if you think I'm wrong, please tell me. That's the most important thing I want to know. If I'm out of line, if I'm wrong, if there's a different solution, and if you think there's another solution, I think you're wrong, I'll tell you. How do you think you would feel if Lucky brings home a Muslim to meet you in later life? Feeling that? Absolutely fine. And I mean that, because that's Lucky's life. You get me? I have the choice to do whatever I want. I can be whatever religion I want. It's up to me. I can support Celtic. I can support Rangers. I've got so many options in life, and I know good Muslim men. There's a lot worse out there, guys, than a good Muslim man. You understand? I wouldn't, obviously if she fell in love with an extremist who was a jihadist, then what do you think? How do you think I would feel? But that would be the same if she fell in love with a power multi from the Loyalists, a power multi from the Republicans. I would be devastated, absolutely devastated. But a Muslim, of course not. Of course not. The Muslim religion, the moderates are, it is a religion of peace. The moderates, because they're not wanting to take over the world. They don't look at other people as less than them. They don't follow the Quran to the letter, just like we don't follow the Bible to the letter. There's some amazing people out there, guys. There really is. And you're not seeing that. You're seeing the worst of it right now. You really are, because the good ones can't speak up. They really can't. All you're seeing is all these jobs coming out dressed in black, all looking identical with the masks and all on, hunting down British white guys. That's what yous are seeing, and that's what the government aren't letting the media show you. And then you're worrying about that because the government are wanting you to see what all the British boys and girls are doing and how bad they are throwing stones, but they don't want to show you the other communities doing it. You get me? Because then you're wanting to know where the sentencing are, because there's no sentencing. You've seen the videos I brought where they've been released from court for the exact same charges our guys are going to prison for. Rochdale, of course. There's 50 of them. Bandy, there's 50 of them, brother. And you've got Oldham, you've got Halifax, Rotherham, Rochdale. It goes on and on and on. And we've got them up here as well, I understand your point, Window Man, but is the person... Shut up, my coffee's gone cold. Hi, Window Man. And I know you don't, mate. This is the problem, and this is the problem. And all I suggest is you look for them. Start with Lubna, and if you want to ask her anything, just speak to her. Hook up on her with her ex account or email her and speak to her. go on, ask to go on one of our lives and speak to her. That's my advice, because this is exactly what your problem is. Not as a problem, bro, you know what I'm saying, but you're right. You can't say any moderate Muslims because the way none of them are coming out and slating the rest of these guys that are doing that. We see their families shouting at the judges for sentencing these men and cheering their men on as they're getting sent down. It isn't nice watch. It isn't, and it is easy to get caught up in that rhetoric of they're all the same, but that's tarring feather and everybody with the same brush. And, you got to understand as well, no political party can go forward without having that stance as well, you know what I mean? 85 Sharia courts, how did that happen? Well, O'Furry, I've got no clue what happened and why that was it, why one community is like, I want to go to Sharia court. I'd rather get beat than go to jail. You know what I mean? That's what used to happen. The cops used to fucking give us a good beating rather than take us up through the court and give us a criminal record. What about deporting us to California? Believe me, bro, you'd be there. We've got a Californian on here. One of our followers is a Californian. It's nice and all that, but it's run by the Democrats. Evening, Jay Noble. I know that well, O'Farry. Western women won't survive Sharia. We are far too free and gobby. I've seen one of them, and I don't know how it works because I don't think any women are on these Sharia. So what? When you're going, because they go to these Sharia courts for divorce. We have a divorce court. They have a Sharia court for that, and I think criminals go to the same courts as us. Please don't think that a Sharia court is like. But believe me, I also think like the communities wouldn't report something to the police and will report it to the Sharia court. So, yeah, I'm going to take that statement back. If they were a terrorist, mate, if they were putting their life in line, there was a chance she was going to end up without a partner because they were going to war about something. I wouldn't want her I don't want her to be around any bad men who are going to bring any bad things to her door and bring any harm to your children. As a father, of course, I'm going to be honest, it would be the same with criminals, 110%. Obviously, if it's a man and he's changed his ways and all the rest of it, that's all different, you know what I mean? But I'm being honest and truthful, you know what I mean? It is down to, if it's a God-fearing man who has nothing but love in his heart, I don't care what religion he is, bro. I really don't. I really, really don't. It's up to her. I can only tell her what I want, what I expect from her, but it is up to her. We aren't. If we start behaving like that, we're no better than who we're talking about. That's like forcing things. That's like arranged marriages. If I was to say to my daughter, you can't marry a Muslim and you got to marry a Christian, that's an arranged marriage in my head. That's just the way I see that. And freedom of speech is freedom of will as well. And it doesn't just go to me and you, it goes to my daughter. She's got that freedom of will. And when it comes to her as a human being and growing into adulthood, my opinions don't matter then. She's in here. She's got her own thing going on, you know what I mean? She's got her own wee sister to deal with and all that. I'm her father. I brought her into the world and set her up the best way I could and sent her on her way. That's my job. My job isn't to follow her the whole way through life and decide who she sees and who she doesn't see. But, out of everybody, who I wouldn't want her to marry would be somebody who was putting their life on the line for their country or for their cause, because I know what comes from that, pain and heartache. Your door going in, people trying to shoot you and shooting your kid by mistake, or you ending up in jail for the rest of your life, and that's the only reason I wouldn't want my child to go with a man like that. It's not a moral thing, it's not a principle thing, it's just a protection of my daughter and her future children. I lived with a Muslim family for a while, and trust me, we're different cultures completely. We're 110%. We are different cultures, and like I say, I've been in jail with the guys, and yeah, it is. They eat different food. They do different things. They went and watched films like in Arabic, I think it must have been on every Thursday night, and but apart from that, there was no difference. But like I say, there has been a change for some reason. because I never knew about Islam and extremism back in the early 90s. These guys were just Muslims. They prayed, they went to their mosque, and that was it. You know, they didn't smoke, they didn't drink, you know what I mean? And they didn't swear or nothing like that. But they would have a dash if you went up against them. We're in jail. You know what I mean? But these guys did try to keep themselves to a certain degree, and they did try to walk in the path of their religion, just like I do with Christianity. I try my best, but the devil is around everyone, you know. And I also do believe in my heart, guys. This is no word of lie. Like, and a lot of people may think this is a bit controversial as well. I do believe that there is only one God. You know, I truly believe that, and this is always what I always deep down think. What if the only one God is Allah? You know, what if the only one God is the Buddha God? You know, so the way I look at that in my head is there is only one God. We all know that. So we're not all right, and you know, we might none of us might be right at all. The God that is there, none of us might know who he actually is, or we might all be preaching to the wrong God. We don't know that, but there is only one God. And I honestly think it doesn't matter what God he is or what name you've given, it's still a God. And if you're living your life in the way God, like the moderate Muslims, no drinking, no smoking, being polite, like being kind and generous and all that, because that's what moderate Muslims go by. These are what, when the government say Islam is a religion of peace, that's what they're talking about. That is there, and you know, that's all I can say in that, guys. And I know you haven't met these people, and I know it's really difficult for you to hear that come from me. I can only be honest with you and tell you what I've seen with my own eyes, and bring it to you in the best I can. And so you have that knowledge going forward, you know, because it's very easy when you don't know that they're there to just think they're all what you see on TV and what you're seeing and what you're hearing and all the YouTube channels and on X and everything and all the horrific things that are going on around the world, Syria and the Boko Haram as well, and the stuff that happened in the Congo. So when you look at it like that, it is very difficult when people say Islam is the religion of peace. Islam is not the religion of peace. There is people who practice Islam in the religion of peace, but there's also a lot of really bad, dangerous men in Islam, and we know that they're extremists, just like we had not know so much anymore, but the IRA were extremists, loyalist paramilitaries were extremists, Catholics and Protestants, you know what I mean? We've been there before, we've been here before, you know, we can deal with it. You know, I just feel a wee bit let down by people that are influencers, guys, people who people listen to, that are saying things like, we can't deport, and if we do, we're in trouble. You know, if we did, it would be like Her Hills and Leeds, you know what I mean? They would be out on the street. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, that's normally what happens when people aren't happy. They come out in the street and protest, and then the police deal with it. You know, this is Britain. You know, we've done it with the poll tax. We've done it in Northern Ireland. They've been practicing the Northern Ireland for 40 years. I know for sure our police can cope with any uprising coming from any community in this country. Please believe me, without a doubt. Yes, there's going to be casualties. Yes, there's going to be terrorist attack. But we need to dig in. We need to dig in and be ready for it and be prepared for it and just take what's coming for our children. Because whatever we take now, whatever happens to us, it happens to us now. You know, God forbid any of our children suffer anymore. But whatever happens to us, then we're taking it so our children can live in peace and live in a Christian life if they so choose it. That's all, you know. And, you know, I would prefer my daughter to be a Christian. Of course I would. But the chances of her being a Christian in the future, 30, 40 years, you know, the dominant religion is always going to be overwhelming, you know. And that's just what we see in every country around the world. That's just what we see, you know what I mean? You get very, very few. Once a religion goes down to a very small minority, it will disappear. You know, it's just the way the world is, you know what I mean? And I imagine America will probably be, some countries in Europe will be strongholds for Christianity, and America will probably be the last place, you know, because we all know what direction it's going in, you know what I mean? You can do the math for the world, you know. It's another argument Labour would probably use. Well, it's all going to go that way anyway. Why not we be the first, you know? Right, John Giles. Muslims can carry on following their religion, but we shouldn't make it so easy for them to bend our laws. Stop allowing non-stunned slaughter. So I missed that, lost that, mate. Good hell. You're throwing some comments down, guys. How fuck that go? Well, I'll get that one. Okay. Oh, right. I need to catch up with some of these. I need to quickly catch up with some of these. Right. Ban face coverings and ban state-run schools. Yeah. Yeah, so there's lots of things that can be done to make the place less attractive. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be changing the way we're changing, and no, they shouldn't expect us to. But we should also be respectful to their religion. You know what I mean? We've got to find a happy medium. You know, we're not wanting to kick anybody out, guys. That's not the way it's. We've never been like that. We've never been like that. You know, it's just the way it's been. You know, like I say, we're the only country in the world that fucking to celebrate Ramadan the way Cannes did in London. It's like overdoing it, you know, like the LGBTQ. It's overdoing it. It's pushing it down. You know, I mean, putting men in women's jails because they're saying they're women. You know, it's crazy. It's all crazy stuff. We wouldn't be able to stroll into Dubai and change their laws. You wouldn't be able to stroll into any country. You would not be able to stroll into any country in the world and get put into a high place in government unless you lived in that country, especially Muslim countries. You know, do your research. I would do your research. I would check all the governments out around the world and see how many foreigners they have in high up places. You know, how many people that weren't born and bred and have grandfathers and who truly are invested in the country. They don't have another country somewhere where they're invested in as well. You know what I mean? I don't get that. Why would somebody be in power of a country and still be invested in another country? That's just a recipe for disaster. That's how people spy. That's how espionage, if that's the right word. That's how governments are brought down, you know? James Ford, will Tommy start a new party? He said he's starting a movement. I think the problem with Tommy and politics is, I think Tommy doesn't have the faith in himself. I don't think he believes that he's got as much pull out here. You know, I think he's took that much flack and that much negativity from society and the newspapers and the politicians and the prime ministers. You got to understand this, guys. You know, if every prime minister's had a bad word to say about him in the House of Commons. Can you imagine what that's like for a human being? Imagine that was me. I'd be devastated. That wouldn't leave you unharmed. No way would, and no, impossible. You know, honestly, guys. So I think what's wrong with Tommy is he just doesn't know how much love he's got. You know, and I also think that people around Tommy, because of all the negativity and the constant harassment and the constant deep diving and things, you know, I think people can see past a lot of stuff because of what he's been through. But, you know, we'll not know until that man himself decides what he's going to do, you know. But I imagine anybody he gets behind, we will get behind Tommy. And that's the way Tommy will work, I imagine, you know. It's a big ask to ask somebody to go into politics. It's not something I would do, to be honest with you. I enjoy it. I couldn't do that. I couldn't hold my tongue. I couldn't hold my tongue, guys. I really couldn't. And, you know, you need to have a certain minute to core. Is that the word? And I'm not that man, you know what I mean? And, yeah, take my hat off to some of these guys. I can't read that out, man. there might be a God. Yeah, G. Christ is King, King of the Lords. Yes, amen. I will be going to win the lottery tonight and buy that island. Right, Muttley, I'm doing the lottery tonight as well. So if I win, I'll see you all right. If you win, you see me all right, right? Yeah. Is it illegal to marry first cousins in Ireland? Is it under the Treaty government decide to change it? I'm not too sure of the Irish laws. The Northern Irish laws are the same as the British laws, more than less, you know what I mean? So, but Ireland's part of the EU. Evening, Wee Bit Bunkers. Wee Bit Bunkers, so just while you're here, I just want to say thank you to Wee Bit Bunkers, guys, because Wee Bit Bunkers was the one that brought me the video of the woman getting harassed by the police because she said that a black woman who's in the SDLP in Northern Ireland was an infiltrator for communism because she was creating so much division. And the police went into her house and were saying it was racially motivated, and one of her friends was black. He answered the door. You know what I mean? You couldn't make it up, but it just shows you how serious. So Wee Bit Bunkers she brought that to my awareness. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, I like to give people credit when credit's due. I don't believe in any God, but I do believe the Muslims are here to us over, and no prayer will change that. No, but votes will. Votes will definitely change it, guys. 110%. Mutley, have you the island picked out yet? Oof. Made a right mess making pancakes the other day. Islam is an ideology, not a religion. Well, I know Christianity is an ideology. You know, I think all religions are ideologies, to be honest with you. You know, Scientology and all that. As far as I'm concerned, like, Quran is a holy book, but it has been interpreted by some within a perverse agenda of violence, killing, and destruction. Yes, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, there is, but there is some stuff in the Bible as well. You know, there is. It's, you know, I'm just playing devil advocate. You know what I mean? You know, it's down to how you interpret it. You know, it really is. Like, you know, obviously the Bible's nothing like the Quran. The Quran's out there on its own, and it's not something I want to delve into. It's not something I'm interested in. It's not something I want to get involved in at all. You know, I don't mind talking about, you know, all I'm doing is voicing what other Muslims are saying. I'm voicing what my friends and my family are saying. I'm voicing what my community is saying. That's all I'm doing. I'm being a spokesperson for people who are screaming at their TVs going, what the fuck? So that's all I do with this. This is what I'm doing, along with everything else that you know I do. Okay, I made a boo-boo there. Message was refused. I don't even want to know. You can tell me an X. Yeah, Lammy, yeah, you're right. I am a bit behind, sorry. Sorry, thanks for letting me know. Welcome to my world. Jackie Long, good evening. Freedom Dad, I tried to watch your video earlier today. The screen went black and said the video's private. Yeah, I mix some videos private. I think Katie was in one of them, and she just didn't want to be in it there and then, you know what I mean? She didn't have her makeup and all on, or she just had her, she was just back from the horse, you know what I mean? And I just do what I'm told, you know what I mean? I don't want to, it's important, it's fucking everybody and anybody can see us, and as soon as she says something like that, I've got to go with it, guys. You know, and I think that's what it was. I'll have a, but at least the Bible got updated and changed with the times. Unlike Islam, it's still in the 14th century. Yes, that's a point, isn't it? Never really thought about that. What about Labour's Lammy spending 7,000 of taxpayers' money on biscuits? I know, Anne-Marie. You know, but, you know, it's all these things are put there just to keep us off whatever else, you know what I mean, it's going on. The bottom line is that they are milking us dry, the Labour Party. You know, they're taking everything freebie. Honestly, when you see the list of freebies that they get, you don't need paid. Honest to God, like, you really don't need paid. They get everything free. Everything, clothes, glasses, everything, all sorts of things, food, drinks, everywhere they go, it's free, you know. 500,000 on meals since being in office, you know what I mean? Free flights, free dinners. Honestly, man, they don't live what we live. They don't. They're sitting there going, just let them all in. It's all good. Open borders. One man, one world. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just behave yourselves. Come on in, you come. You know, that's what, yeah, they're fucking jetting off all around the world. Summer houses in America and all sorts of places. You know what I mean? Fucking gigs, so they are. John Capone, do they have them Bibles in HCM? Yeah, well, that's a point. That's a very good point. They probably will. I don't know. Will they have Qurans and Bibles? Because I'd imagine, would they? No, you wouldn't. No. I don't know. Maybe that's an old thing. Maybe they don't do that no more. You know what I mean? They don't do that no more. It wasn't in shots. I forget what I'm talking about. It wasn't in shots. I don't think. But I did have a Bible. But maybe because I had my own Bible, they just seen my Bible, you know what I mean? But the minister will go around and this is what happens. This is what happens in jail, guys. So when you're in the digger, the block, the boards, punishment, whatever you want to call it, a minister will come round and see you. You know, they do. They come round, you okay? You know what I mean? You want me to say a wee prayer for you, you know what I mean? And if you want it, like, some people will say, can you get a wee message to one of my family members or something, you know what I mean? Because they can do stuff like that, you know? You know what I mean? I know I am in G, but it's a girl thing, mate. You know, you tell her. But I know, mate. Even the country falling down around your ears can guarantee that MPs won't see cuts to their salary or benefits. Shit, lost that there. No, she taps when she comes down, she taps this to let me know she's coming. But when I'm talking, I'm like, I don't hear it. You know what I mean? Or I hear it and I'm in the middle of something and I just, yeah. James, God bless. Thanks, Freedom Dad. It's nice to hear the truth for once. Never believed in TV for 53 years. For once, it's nice to see and hear. Even with the country falling down around your ears, you can guarantee that MPs won't see cuts to their salaries or benefits. £91,000 a year they get. £90,000 a year, guys. It's unbelievable, like. And then I'm not even going to get it. This makes you angry. Yeah, well, yeah, there is examples of that extremism. You know what I mean? But like I say, there is moderates out there that don't go down that road. I'm quite sure. I'm going to keep referring to Lubna because I can, because you know who I'm talking about. I'm quite sure she doesn't bring her children up like that. You know, I'm quite sure she'll give her children the choice. You know, you got to understand everybody's individuals, and we can't. Some people are just like that. You know, we used to have people in our communities that were proper Bible thumpers and made their kids like follow. My mum might have been like that. I don't know. You know, like forcing it down is, you know what I mean, even going into older life and even like falling out ways if we don't follow it in the adult life and stuff. So, you know, but that doesn't happen anymore. You know what I mean? Religion should be a choice for every human being. Hello, Ronnie. Window man, a Middle Eastern man goes up a mountain, hears voices, translated those words into the Quran, then marries, and 6. A man did that the day he would be a schizophrenic terrible minister. Yeah, I know, but this is you answer it with your own ending. If that happened today, you know what I mean? I know. You've got that one. Hillbilly John, hello. James, I've said hello to you, haven't I? Very cool, now. Yeah, Andy. Are you going to have Sunday debate with FD Freedom Dad Scott's Corner? No, what do you mean? Scott's Corner? Who's Scott's Corner? Yeah, I'll debate. It depends what it is like and who they are. Are they like super like a professor or something like that? You know what I mean? You know, don't send me into the slaughterhouse, guys. Jeez, oh. Most choose hedonism over religion these days. I think that's something I'll need to research. I've heard of it. Yeah, so yeah, that's fucking. I just think it's very strange as well. Everybody that's talking about deportation is getting kicked out of reform, and they've got it in their thingy. They've got it in their manifesto, their thingy, you know. So, yeah, it's very strange. It's concerning, and it is worrying as well. You know, the government must be looking at this right now, guys, and going, "What have we done? What do we do?" You know, because the only thing they can do, right, guys? Yeah, and this is what I keep saying, it, guys. The only thing they can do is silence people, shut everybody down, and hope it goes away. You know, try and stop anybody else finding out what they're doing. And this is what I think. Because what else can they do? You tell me, what else can the Labour Party do right now? Do you honestly think they're going to concede and say, right, we'll call a general election? We now know that nobody in this country wants us to be in power, and we're making an absolute fucking ass of it. Do you think they'll do that? No. So what else can they do? Because they can't keep going on like this. And everybody's screaming from the rooftops, and Americans and Trump and Vance and Elon Musk. And there's going to be more and more famous people and politicians and leaders around the world going to start coming out and saying stuff. And Labour are going to be thinking, what have we done? They've got to. They've got to. They've got to know that the people are going to vote for a right-wing party and any party that's going to deport. They must know that. They must know that the situation that they're putting us Brits in by doing this to us. They know that 4 years down the line, in the next general election, the next party to be voted in, the next prime minister we have will be voted in on immigration policies. There's no two ways about it. So, I know that. The government know that. So the more people that they let in, undocumented, fighting AIDS men, there's going to be more trouble for us in the future. You understand? So it's almost criminal what they're doing. They're making it even harder and harder and harder when really they should be stopping it right there and then, Taking them, like, as soon as they come out of the water in France, going in, taking them back, and if not, just putting them in the prisons until they tell us where they're from. They've broken their country. It's not like you need to try and work out what to do them for. Jeez, Tommy Robinson's gone up to court here for not handing this phone over. And you're letting people break into the country and giving them hotels. But if somebody doesn't give you their phone, you're taking them to court, and you're going to maybe put them in prison again. And you understand the irony of all this. Scott's Corner instead of Speaker's Corner. Yeah, I would, M&G. I would. If he would come. If all the ones Farage has upset got together, we would have a chance. Well, I think that's the direction it's going. So I do, Yvonne. Not yet, not yet. Just baby, busy a day, like really, really busy a day. And I wanted to get a couple of videos done. I needed to get that other one about Lubna, like you see that, to get an understanding of what other people are saying. And it's not just me sitting here being hateful, and I am genuinely concerned about my daughter. It is 100%. And like I say, I invite anybody from the left or Labour Party to come on and put my mind at rest and tell me that I'm worrying about nothing. You can't be more open and honest than that, guys. Anybody that's in any position that can reassure me that my daughter's going to be safe in 20, 30, 40 years' time when I'm not here, and I don't need to do these videos, I don't need to talk about deportations, then please come on and put my mind at rest. Because I'd rather be talking about good stuff and happy stuff, Speaker's Corner's been taken over. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Exactly, Muttley. You're right. Khan doesn't care more than they allow, and the more secure his position is. I think I need to get a bottle ready. 2 seconds, guys. I'll just shut up to make sure. Katie! Katie! You want me to pick up one of my bottle up? Okay. Okay. All good, guys. Yeah, the thought police window, man. I know, mate. Tell me about it. And you know what the scary thing is, guys? This is what you need to know as well. So, if they do bring out what's it called? Islamophobia, right? Whatever the fuck it is. I can't get my head. I'll never get my head around that, guys. That's the most craziest thing that I've ever heard in Britain. And I've heard some mental stuff, especially in jails, like some crazy things far out there. And this is the most craziest, one of the craziest things I've heard, 110%. But anyway, if that does come out in the law, right? And you think just because it's came out in law, like today, anything that you said last year, if somebody reposts that video that you've done tomorrow, you'll get done, because the offence happens the day the person sees it, the day the person takes offence. When they get their feelings hurt, that's when the police will come knocking on your door. And it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. You know what I mean? And I don't know, in a court of law, like, you gotta know the law and gotta know you're guilty and all that stuff. Like a child is like, if a child doesn't know the law, doesn't know what's right from wrong, then you can't convict the child. You know what I mean? So there is certain legislation there to protect you to a certain degree, but I'd need to look into it. I have got good lawyers, I have to admit. So, and I have spoke to a few, because there's a few of them in what do you call it, the partners. And we do knock stuff back and forwards, you know what I mean? When I do their nuts in, you know what I mean? I do their nuts in. I phone them in court and all that. And they're like, because they call me Sparky, you know what I mean? They're like, Sparky, I'm in court. I'm like, I know, but I'm going to put this out. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, you have to, guys. You have to, like. It's no coincidence that all this two-tier stuff happened recently, since all the Muslims get positions in power in the government. Well, that is concerning. That is something that needs looked at. You know what I mean? It is. We've got to be fair as well. But there has to be a representation of the community. At the end of the day, I do believe that in areas, if they're going to segregate these areas and they're just going to, if that's what it looks like. Then obviously, if they're wanting to be in these areas and do what they're doing and have their Sharia courts and and stuff like that, then it's not, I don't see a problem with that. It's when it comes out and there's trouble and there's it's overwhelming, and it's the numbers as well. The problem's the numbers. I think the big problem that everybody looks at, everybody that's intelligent is looking at, like Lubna and like Rupert. They're just sitting down and doing a quick workout of the math, and that's what it is. Everything's okay at the minute, guys. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, but. And it is all fixable. It is still fixable, I do believe, in 4 years' time. I do believe in my heart, 110%. I know in my heart, if I was fucking put in charge, I would be able to fix it. You know what I mean? No two ways about it. Give me an army and a good police force, and it'll be fixed. And prepare the people for trouble, prepare the people for terrorist attacks, and tell the people to dig in. I think the people would be like the Blitz. People would come together. And communities would come together and that, you know what I mean? And I couldn't see a problem, So the only thing that concerns me is if we don't get the right government in. If somehow, the establishment take over a party, say like the Reform, so say they were, like people are saying they are the establishment, and this is why they're behaving the way they're behaving. They're just like uni parties, like Labour and Conservatives. Maybe Reform weren't like that. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were got to. So please believe me, any political party can be got to. Anybody can be got to. I don't think they'll ever get the Rupert Lowe. That's a problem. Because he's not a money man. He gives away his wages. So that, and I don't think they'll have any skeletons in the closet with him neither. So he's the kind of man that they're not going to be able to control, and therefore you can see why he's so all these other people that aren't behaving like Rupert Lowe, who protest to be patriots and British and love the country and will die for the country and it's the future of our kids are the most important, but yet they say, oh, we can't deport, it's impossible, and we need to take them with us, and if we don't, we're in trouble, and we can't, if we go down that road, they'll just end up ratting, and no, can't do that, we're just going to have to carry on. They've been got to. That's the establishment, as far as I'm concerned. There's no two ways about it. Any British man or woman in this country that's got access to the YouTube or any sort of platform should be talking along the lines of deporting men who are breaking into the country and deporting criminals, that are coming into the country. There's no two ways. Anybody that's not saying that, because there's not much to ask. We're not saying deport foreigners, deport Muslims. We're saying deport criminals. And another point I want to make as well, guys, when I was growing up, we used to get banned going back and forth to different countries. You could be banned from Scotland. You could be banned from Northern Ireland. You could be banned from England. There was laws, where something could be done in court, and I just want to let you know that is something that happens or has happened in this country, that like a British person could be banned from going to Scotland or banned from going to Northern Ireland. John, I've had a few messages withdrawn and I don't think they were bad. I've been really good on here since calling the people on boats a certain word. I would really like to go to the town on some people. Yep, right. So basically what's happening is it's the attention of the words that I'm using. It's as simple as that. Because we're talking about deportation, because we're talking about Muslims, because we're talking about crime, because we're talking about children, we're talking about essays, we're talking about, and it's just, and that's what it is. So your comments are going to be really difficult and they're going to be scrutinized really hard. And this video is going to be blacklisted, and probably the next 10 videos I do will be blacklisted, Like I say, this is all set in place. The silences to stop the word getting out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nothing that's wrong. I'm not saying nothing that's legal. I'm just speaking as a concerned dad. Nothing more, nothing less. A proud British man who loves being British. I love it. Born and bred it. Love, just like being a Christian. It's just something I've been brought up. It's meant a lot to me. It has. It's been something that's been brainwashed into me. You know what I mean? And I know that. I'm aware of that. But that's who I am. No matter how it happened to me, that's who I am. I'm a unionist. I know. I know that, mate. I know but this is the thing that there is a lot of work to be done. So there is, and that is M&G. There is a lot of work to be done, mate. There's so many things to be looked at whenever we're dealing with this particular subject, because, you don't want to hurt people. You don't want to be cruel to people. But I'm going to just refer you again to that saying, the quote from Judge Pickles back in the day, when he said he would rather release one guilty man. He would rather release 10 guilty men than convict an innocent man, And I think I understand that concept, and I do believe we need to take that concept on when we're dealing with our children. For if we're going to be looking after our children and caring and like for the future of our children, us Generation Xers, us 50 plussers, 40 plussers that have got grandchildren and children, that are getting ready to, are thinking about leaving this place, you know what I mean? Because when you get over to 50, it's, the time you're dying as soon as you're born. You're dying as soon as you're born, and the older you get, the more you realise that, you know what I mean? And you do change, you think about things. I wouldn't care if I didn't have Lucky, guys, please believe me. It wouldn't be that much. I wouldn't be invested. I would be so angry and gutted and devastated, but I would always be sitting there going, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. There would be nothing to drive me to do this, to come on and do it. I wouldn't do it just for myself. You get me? I really wouldn't. I've never done really anything for myself. Ma'am, I always need a cause. I always need a cause. That's the kind of man I am. It's the only way I can explain it. I work really well when I'm driven, when I've got something to drive towards, and my wee Lucky is what drives me. Simple as that. Yep, sorry, comments. Yeah, John, they land in Kent, have daily Euro tunnel trains, sending them straight back to Paris. See, I know you don't really hear laughing at, but we can't do that. They've got to go back to where they came from, whatever country of origin they come from, you know what I mean? And it's not as simple as you may think. And it might come down to doing a deal with somewhere like the Rwanda scheme, if it comes to it. But at the end of the day, these men will have choices. These men and women will have choices. They will have a choice to spend time in prison, go back to their own countries, or go to an unallocated country that we have made an agreement with that it will accept these people. Simple. well, O'Farrell, to fix this, it's going to get messy. It's going to get so messy. It really, of course it is. We know that. We know these things. Well, I keep on saying to you, anything worth doing is really difficult, and it's going to take really tough men to do it. It's going to take really, really tough men to do this, without a doubt. And, we'll just have to see going forward what damage is done in the next 2. Maybe in 4 years' time, it mightn't be bad. Maybe all the criminals will leave and everything will be okay. We'll see. We don't know, do we? But I doubt it. We know it's not going to be okay. Yeah, phobia is an irrational fear. It is not irrational to have a fear of a group that seeks to destroy us. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, whether how big the group is, doesn't matter how small or big the group is. Yeah, you're right. And you wake up and speak to the cooker to see who you can roast today. Eh, Deborah? I know how you feeling, Ronnie C. It's frustrating. Sorry about that, guys. That's YouTube. It has nothing to do with this channel. Like, obviously, it's the topics, guys. You do know that. And, we just got to be grateful that, we're able to discuss these things and not have to do it on X, because this is where we would be. If we weren't here, we'd be on X, and it would be a platform on X, and there's other platforms that you would probably find. I think once people started dropping away from YouTube and you are left with certain people, and you'd be like, well, this isn't right. You would go to where the good patriots would be, the ones that are saying what you want to hear, you know what I mean? Stop picking them up halfway. Yeah, definitely, Yvonne. Oh, MG, what have you done? Trump now airstrikes on Yemen. I've heard of the Boglums. I've heard of them. I watched it earlier. I caught it. Well, I was actually watched it when I was feeding Lucky, right? No word to lie. And Lucky was transfixed on Dino being, couldn't get out her eyes because the baldy head. You know what I mean? Because obviously I've got her, Katie's got her mum's got her. And then Dino being's on the big screen. And she's just like, looking on wide-eyed. Like, I'm going like, that's a big baby, isn't it? Because I heard that this looks like a baby. I imagine, don't be telling them that, for fuck's sake. Cruel to be kind, Freedom Dad, that's saying, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so there we go. Well, O'Ferry, we can't stop what's coming. We have to be strong and stand firm till it's over. That's the way we should be dealing with it. That's the way we should be talking. That's the way everybody should be getting ready, to let them know that we're ready. We're ready for what's coming. Whatever you want to throw it is, we're ready. But you're no getting away for doing with what you've been doing to our country, our children, and taking all our money and getting having this absolute useless government destroying our country, blatantly not caring about anybody. A clear two-tier across the board. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. Men and women who's been born in this country, from men and women who have worked hard and paid national insurance and taxes so they could have a good future for their children, so their children could be secure. How many of them men and women thought like that and done that for their country, and their children were involved in what happened in England with the 50 towns up and down England? How many of them children do you think their parents were contributors, worked hard, taxes, everything, to build a strong, safe future for their children? And then that happens. Right, Window Man, put aside Muslims, Jews, Christians. The real problem I can see that's happening in Britain is that the minority are shafting the majority under the guise of religious inclusivity, and DEI. Yeah, it is. Somebody, who was it? Was it Rupert? Said DEI is just racism towards us, which is a very good point. Marty, how you doing? Good to see you. Marty's an old friend, guys. Goes way back. I think must be is it teenagers? Has to be, doesn't it? Early 20s. Yeah. So say hello to Marty, guys. Oh man, it's good. Good to see old faces. Good to see old friends. You know what I mean? It's like, because we go through life meeting people, don't we? In like all different scenarios, and you can imagine the situations I've been in and the characters I've met. You know what I mean? And then, you think at that time, fuck, it's you'll always know them, and just something happens, you get fucking shipped in or jail. You don't know their number or nothing. You don't even know that. You only know their nickname. You know what I mean? And yeah, that happens a lot. So it does, guys, in life, and it's good. Good. It's good for me because I am catching up quite a lot of old faces and from a lot of old places, and it's quite good. It is quite good. It's quite every day. It's something, an email or a message from somebody, and you know what I mean. And yeah, I try to keep some things. I do try to keep some things private. When it comes to my friends, I have to. When I've got people coming to see me, I never let or anything like that, because it's just that side of things. When it's my mates, some of them are really, really private, and they don't like me. Some of them don't even like me doing this. I'll be honest, right? They're like, okay, you know what I mean? And so I just don't say or do anything, and always keep it like quiet. And that's just, that works. Everything works that way, I think. It's good. And it's, honestly, I have to say, it is the best. I'm in the best place I've ever been, guys. I really am. Like, Madness. It'll always be the first tune that comes to my mind. Or Disco Land by Flip and Phil for a Saturday night. the version with the CD with 3 versions on it, 3 versions of the same song. Right, I'm going to put the kettle on, guys. Chat amongst yourselves. Oh, fuck. Fuck's it on with the kettle? The rigging. I should have a night where I get my mates to come on, like anybody that's known me over the years, and just say stuff that they know about me, that they want me to talk about. That would be a bit interesting, wouldn't it? I would leave myself open to all sorts, sir, but I would be up for that. Like, I would be up for that. You know what I mean? Milk and 2 sugars, I'll hillbilly. If you were here, buddy. No more heroes anymore. Oh, John, that's an old one. So a nice wee Saturday night, the next 23, perfect. I think we were up to 30, which was okay, you know what I mean? And then you get loads of watch it after, like they don't go on the live. I think we're getting now about 70 or so. Normally around about 100 people watch the lives in total, which is quite good. Because the way I look at that, like it's 100 people that might talk about something that I've said to somebody else and start a conversation. I know Madness, I'm a Madness, like everything. I know everything about Madness, you know what I mean? I know all their names, I know all about them, every song. I've had every album when I was a wee boy, every album. Romanian leader band, only playing France, facing a band low. Do you not see what's happening? Yeah, Deborah, we do. We do indeed. And this is why we're doing this. Because we're going to make sure whoever they try and ban, us Patriots are going to get behind them 110% all the way. So is Paul Thorpe doing a live tonight, guys? Almost went for a drink tonight, the day after the thingy, you know. Yeah, very, very close. So it was. A couple of mates were coming through, going through the Glasgow. So they popped in to see us and they were like, oh, it's me and Katie. And Katie was like, you know, we could. And I was like, what's up to you? Like, you know what I mean? Then we went, nah, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to leave the baby. UB40, yeah, that's the next one then for me. Like, did you check out Guns in the Ghetto? Any of you? I bet you none of you did. The Nigel song, I heard that the other day. Hey, I'm going to make my coffee, guys. Oh! It's wee Cammie's birthday today, guys. Wee Cammie's 18. Fucking forgot all about it. Oh, right, live chat. Oh, the others are. Yeah, I don't think he's on the night, guys. He'll not be on the night. He's 18 tonight. Oh, you man, I wonder. I'll take a wee walk up to the pub after this and see who's in. See if he's in there. Not going in for a drink, like just. I can go into the pub and not drink. You know what I mean? I'd go in and just buy a drink, a juice or something like that. I haven't been in ages, just with the baby and stuff like that. But always outside, fuck, it does me nothing. I go by with the baby and they're all out, man. They're like, don't touch the baby. You know what I mean? And they're like, so my mate Kev tonight, man, you know what I mean? He was drunk, right? And I'm like, he's come out and he's like, we're leaning over and I wasn't too sure, you know what I mean? You just don't know. I know, and I should have thought, you know, and I'm like, don't touch the baby. And he's like, looked right at me and goes, I won't touch the baby. I won't touch the baby. You know, I'm like, right, okay. You know. But some of the guys, they don't realize. These guys don't realize, you know what I mean? You really got to tell them, don't touch the baby. You know, you're like, oh, hi, you're lucky. Seriously, you know what I mean? And then they'll put their hands in, you know, they hold their hand. And I'm like, you can't do that because she's putting her hand in her mouth all the time, you know what I mean? Oh, nice one, Deborah. Nice one. What do you sing? Is it church stuff, gospel stuff, or just music? Yeah, so if you're listening, Kev, because he did say he was tuning in tonight. Baggy trousers. Yeah. How old are you, man? Jeez, oh, that, like, I was 12. I was 12 listening to all that. So I was, guys. It's good for the soul. It is. It is. I still listen to a lot. I don't listen to much music now. Saw the specials twice. Went to see Madness and got my tickets picked. That's you tell me about that. Oh, John, man. Yeah, let me saying about that. Oh, mate. Back in the day, Jay Noble. How far back in the day do you go, like? Eh? 70? The best way to listen to me sing is by putting your fingers in your ears. I play my guitar. Debs cheers me up. Yeah, I like a guitar. I haven't played a guitar in a while, guys. I played the flute, so, and I'm a good drummer. Music, I've always wanted to play a saxophone, and I don't know why I haven't. I really don't know why I haven't. Finsbury Park. That's got a mosque. What was behind that? Is that where that guy with the hook claw was from? Finsbury Park. No, James. Oh, nice one, Deborah. You should have done it. You should have took that opportunity. Oh, I like Captain Hook. Pink Floyd, M&G. Yeah. Yeah, I like Pink Floyd, The Wall, and Dark Side of the Moon, but that's about it. I don't like every single one of their albums. It is an endorsement, wee bit. Yeah, you're right. You should get a wee studio set up. I'm surprised you got that one up, John. I'm surprised you got that one up, mate. You're quite chuffed for yourself, aren't you? You're sitting there with a big grin in your face, aren't you, mate? Jerry Rafferty. Yeah, my mom was into Jim Reeves, Elvis Presley. Jim Reeves, I can remember shitloads of Jim Reeves albums. So I think he was Christian, wasn't he? Jim Reeves was a Christian singer. Your mums and dads probably had Jim Reeves as well, guys. If you probably remember Jim Reeves and Elvis Presley albums everywhere. Yeah, I think our mums would have all been the same, guys. Yeah, that's understandable, Deborah. Yeah, you need to be a proper Pink Floyd stuff for that, James. So you do, mate. The early stuff, I think, Wee bit bunkers, my nana did. Wee bit bunkers, kidding on, she's young. I'm joking. Nah, couldn't do Thin Lizzy, couldn't do rock music, could not get into rock music, guys. Headbanging stuff, couldn't do it. AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Saxon, couldn't do it. Had mates who were into it, and lots of guys who were rockers and all that. But it was mostly mods and skinheads when I was growing up. You had your mods with the Parkers, and then you had the skinheads with the DMs in it. Yeah, I like Chili Peppers, Muttley. So I apologise to people who cannot comment, but I'm sure you're enjoying the comments, and they're bringing some memories to you. Yeah, this is what it's about, guys. And if you want to join in the comments, you've just got to get an account, and it's so easy. Just log in, sign up to YouTube, and do it on your phone. And you can watch whatever you sign up to. But you'll be able to link your YouTube. You'll be able to link that with your TV. But the thing with your phone is that you can leave comments with your phone. And you don't need to do videos. You don't need to put your real name. Nobody needs to know who you are. I won't even know who you are. You could live next door to me and I wouldn't even know it was you. There you go. So if you're sitting there and you know me and you don't want to, forever, whatever reason, interact, then as yourself, you can interact as a false name, and you can tell me privately who you are, as most people do. And, you can be part of the community properly, Or if you just want to sit and watch the chat and listen to me chat, then it's up to you guys, you know. But it isn't hard to get an account. And then the next step for me would to get you to do YouTube channels, get do videos. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea. Like, to encourage people to do this kind of stuff. It's the way forward. Social media is the way forward, guys. You know what I mean? And there's loads out there. There's Rumble, and you've got X as well. And there's other ones that I'm looking into. I can't remember their names, but I am going to get into them and start. I'm going to do some writing. I like writing, so I do. I'm really, really enjoy writing. Saturday night, memories night, Sunday morning, debates corner. See the pattern here. Memories night, Sunday morning, debates corner. Last night, sang on Coop, my girl, boy, Roxy, trying to convince ex-forces guy. It's not hard to set up a studio. You can do it with laptops and all that. You know what I mean? You just gotta, and then you don't have to get the sound right in the room, because you can adjust the sound on the mics now. You can go into studios and edit studios and adjust the sounds and stuff like that. When I done the CD, we layered it. You know, they made us sing. And when I done a song, and then I done it again, and they layered it over, and like, they do mess about with it. They really do. You know, there's no two ways about it. I do believe you don't need to be a good singer. They can make you out to be a good singer. You know. Who's that you're talking about? Yeah, he let down at the one. I was disgusted to hear him talk about Gaza. What a letdown he was. I don't know who that is, guys. Yes, Yvonne, did anyone try to record top 10 on Sunday nights without adverts when you was younger? Yes, I did. Oh, I definitely, 100%. I used to love my cassette and my cassettes and winding them and rehanging them and all that. Yeah, I done all that. I loved that. Rather than buy it, try and record it, you know what I mean? And then make a wee tape for your girlfriend or your boyfriend. A wee tape of songs. The lead singer of Pink Floyd, I don't know, mate. I like The Wall and all, but I don't follow them. You know what I mean? I'm not that way, like Madness when I was a kid, UB40 and stuff like that, but that was it. I'm not really into following groups and bands and stuff like that. I went to see Madness play, and that is it. I've never went to see anybody else. UB40, and that's it. Message redacted. Anne-Marie. Tut, tut, tut. See, as well, you could be writing something and you could be writing the wrong spelling, and it could come across as something else. You know, my mate, Talger, wrote a comment on TikTok under Lucky saying, Lucky's a wee cracker. and they took his comment down because it went against their guidelines. Cracker. Because cracker means a white person. It's like a bad word for a white person in America. You know what I mean? So you've got to think about that as well, guys. You know what I mean? All sorts of mad stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, you just got to really think about what you're saying. Not that it matters. You just, if they don't let you put it up, try a different way of doing it. You know what I mean? Just try a different way of doing it, guys. Because I know you aren't saying nothing that bad, you know what I mean? But having a laugh, it's like the pub, innit? It's what they're trying to do in the pub. Stop us having a laugh. M&G, yes, JC, exactly. Keep the chat banter. The world is a dispersing place, and we all need a break from it. Take heed, Freedom Dad. All. No, I was just saying I loved Pink Floyd, but I was so disappointed to hear his interview and the nonsense he was talking about. Oh yeah, I got you now. You're talking about I thought you were asking me who he was. I'm like, I don't know, man. Don't start asking me questions like that. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake, I'm just getting by on the politics right now. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. Okay. My old friend had MS one night. We were in the nightclub. He walked up to the bar and back and managed to win the breakdance competition, reaching his seat. That's terrible, Bando man. That is terrible. I don't know if you're joking or serious, actually. You know what I mean? I'm not going to laugh at it, so I'm not. Because you're probably serious. I'm just going to keep drinking my coffee. Please get me into trouble. Where's the moderators tonight? Where's Eddie's been on, hasn't he? You still there, Eddie? Are you listening in? Vanda? Where's Vanda? Lucy? Gary? Where's Gary? Surely they, because I never put any notices out today, guys. You know, I'll just take it for granted. You know. I know, James. All right, Eddie, son. My friend has just fainted on the luggage council at the airport, but I think she's okay. She's coming around slowly. See, that's better. See, that's a nice joke, guys. You know, let's keep it nice and clean tonight. Yeah, I caught a few missing tonight. Saturday night, you know what I mean? I don't expect people to be sitting in watching YouTube channels on a Saturday night, guys, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? This is our community. This is what we do, you know what I mean? It's just part of getting... We're going to be watching Paul Thorpe hopefully soon, you know what I mean? And jumping on a couple of... I'm going to be looking at another couple of channels. Going to get something to eat, dinner. Going to go up the shop, have we see who's in the pub and stuff like that. Say hello and get something for dinner. I think we've got an idea. No, that's tomorrow. Mince and Taddy's tomorrow, guys. My mate thought it was funny. Good man, Eddie. Good man. Happy days. Yep, Gobster. I haven't seen Gobster tonight. He hasn't popped in. But, you know, it's like I say, Saturday night, guys. This is our wee thing. You know what I mean? This is what we do. Then we'll run it to 2 hours. 2 hours, because, like, I do need to go and do my bit with Lucky. That'll be her sleeping now, like, so. Next one will be... between 10 and 11 is the next time she'll be up. And hopefully that'll be her. She'll go down about 12-ish. And hopefully that'll be her till the morning. Fingers crossed, touch wood. I know. I'm eating on screen, man. I ate before it came on, like, to be honest with you. I was like fucking like that with the minstrels. Oh, good. Happy days, Addy. Happy days. But everything's quite quiet. You know, everything is quite quiet. And, you know, I'm just glad everything's sort of, we'll see. Don't know, I've heard a whisper that something could be coming out tomorrow. I don't know, like, I heard somebody say something about Sunday, but, you know, not really going to pay much heed to anything else. I'm getting it's a wee bit sad, to be honest with you. It is really sad, everything that's happened with the Patriots and all that's came out. And there's a lot of people really angry, but to see where people went, like to see that guy, that Mark Keith guy, you know what I mean? Honestly, guys, it was heartbreaking. And like, I don't say I've seen him. We were listening to the podcast. It was like a load of Patriots on one of these spaces and on X, and you know what I mean? And geez, oh man, it was horrible. It was fucking horrible, man. And like that Mark Keith was like trying to explain himself, you know what I mean? And saying, listen, I've got in with the wrong crowd. I'm really sorry. And then somebody was like that, well, are you taking back everything you've said about Tommy and everybody around Tommy? He's like, yes, I'm sorry. I'm taking it all back. Okay, now, man, you could hear it. And then I was like, fucking, the boy needs help. I was worried in case he was going to commit suicide. Seriously. Fucking, it's really horrible to watch a man cry like that, you know what I mean? And you could hear him sobbing. And yeah, there was somebody on that space that was a sociologist or a psychologist or something like that, and she was going to give him free counselling. You know, that's what came out of all this. This is what I said to you guys when it was all happening. You know, the hate when somebody it's darkness. It just covers you in darkness. You know, and that's why nothing bothers me anymore. Like I don't get angry. You know, tells a wee lad. I don't get angry. I will get even. You know, I don't forget things. I never forget anything. I'm a fucker for things like that. I'll let things go for years. You know what I mean? And but I don't forget. I never forget. You know what I mean? Normally karma sorts it all out anyway, and that's what, like, I'll keep telling you. But you know, I don't practice what I preach, guys. I'm not. I'm no angel. Like, I keep telling you that. You know, I'm not good. When people go up against me, like, I'm really not. Like, I'm not good, but you know, you get bullies, and that's everybody reacts differently. You know, everybody reacts differently, and like I say, I don't do nothing bad to anybody. So anybody that comes up against me, they're just bullies. So they are. But you know, people have hatred in their heart, and it drives them to do crazy shit. You know, and like I say, guys, you just got to sit back and let the dust settle. You know, don't ever jump on board with anything, get involved with none of that nonsense. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be more stuff coming. You know what I mean? We're going to be attacked left, right, and centre. You know, there's no two ways about it. And bottom line is, guys, you're not going to come on here unless you're prepared to defend yourself. Simple as that. You know, you need to have a bit of balls. You need to be a bit brave. You do, like, you know, being a patriot, being an activist this day and age, you do need to have a certain amount of swingers. There's no two ways about it. And you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared to take everything. You got to be prepared to be hated by everybody, and like have your thing destroyed and bring it all back again. And just the worst scenarios. You got to be prepared for the worst. You know what I mean? And yeah. Never falter. Never ever falter. You know, I don't think most men that come on here truly believe they know who they are. They know they're good. They know they're good inside. They know nobody else knows them better than them. So I do believe the 99% of men that come on and women that do this, you know, they are good souls. You know what I mean? But like I say, the other guys as well, you don't need to be an angel, guys. Don't let some things hold you back. You know, don't let anybody judge you. No such word as couldn't. You just don't want to do a YouTube channel. It's not you couldn't do a YouTube channel. Of course you could do a YouTube channel. You know, you could do a YouTube channel, have 4 followers, you know what I mean? And do a YouTube channel and have 4 people wanting to watch your videos every day. You know, there's somebody for everybody out there. So you can do anything you want, guys. You know, I keep saying that is words are important. The fact that you're saying you can't, you're never going to do it, because you're already telling yourself you can't. You know, you have no chance. You know, so start with saying, I don't want to do a YouTube channel. That's where I'd start, and then that way you're leaving the door open. So one day you might, but you never know. One day you're never going to do it if you keep telling yourself you can't do something, you know. Let me just set this up again so it's on live. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Muttley. You just got to behave yourself. Guidelines, stick to guidelines, you know what I mean? Discipline yourself. Shut this door, guys. It's chilly. Oh. So, a yes or a no, right? Seriously, guys, yes or no? So, if you were in a situation today and you didn't have any children, right? And no matter how old you are right now, and just go with this, right? And you didn't have any children, and all of a sudden you had a child today, would that drive you to think about having a YouTube channel? Your component would be your downfall, mate. I would have to get you a lawyer. I would have to be your lawyer. I'd have to be sitting right next to you when you're doing your YouTube channel. Yvonne, no. Thank you, Yvonne, for that. Willow Furry, no. So is it just, why would you not do it? Why does it just, do you not have the confidence? Do you not believe in yourself? Do you not think you're good at talking? Is it the flack that you would take from people? Is it the hate that you would get from people? Deborah, yeah, Deborah. But, you're intelligent enough, Deborah. I think you would. Let's get them to start their own YouTube channels. Take over my Saturday night from me. Motley, we've been for 10 years hard labour. How is she?
Oh,
Sleeping?
no.
No? What was up here? Oh. She getting changing nappies? Got the size?
No, like it's not that. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened. It's so blank.
Marty Greenburn. I thought about it, but I wouldn't be good on camera. It might break it. What is it they say? I have a face for radio. Right. Wee Buck Bunker says hello. She says hello back. Right, so this is what you need to... I'll have a chat with you, Marty. We'll get a wee chat, so we will, right? But you don't need to put your face on YouTube, guys. You really don't, You look at other YouTubers and see what they're doing. Not all YouTubers put their faces on. Some YouTubers do videos and they just put a picture up and they speak over the picture, and it's easy to do. All you do is you upload your picture to CapCut and then you voice record over the picture and then upload to YouTube. Boom, you got a video. So you could, if you like, so Marty, you wanted to do... say you wanted to do a video about your favourite football team, right? So my favourite football team's Linfield. So say I wanted to do a video about Linfield. All I need to do is get loads of photographs of Linfield going from the start to the day, put them in order on CapCut, even if there's 50 of them. So you get each photograph will take up maybe 3 or 4 seconds, or maybe 5 or 6 seconds, depending on how long you have the photograph up for. So you put them all together and you have yourself maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes of photographs. So then you press the record button on the audio where you voice over and you just talk. As the film is playing, you're talking over the pictures. And then you got a video that you don't need to put your face on. And you don't need to talk and just keep talking. You can say, so in 1887, Linfield was formed, and it was formed by this man, and stop. Because when you stop, everything stops. And then you can get ready to say the next thing. And then, such and such was their start player, and then blah, blah, blah. And you can talk whatever you want to talk about. And then you can have it all written down, and you say each bit by bit. So when you play the video back, it sounds as if you're just rolling. It sounds as if you're just going bum 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 bum, and that's the way it sounds, guys. And it's not until you do it and you put it together that you realise that it actually sounds quite good. And only you know that you've done the video in separate bits. You get me? So when you're watching YouTubers and you see the bits where it breaks a wee bit, that's then pause the video and start talking again. It's just to help you. And you can do it in any subject. If you're into Catholic stuff or Republican stuff about Ireland, you can do one on the 1916 uprising. You could do one on the hunger strikers. You could do, if you're a Protestant, you can do one on the Long Kesh, on the Crumb, on the troubles in Northern Ireland. You could do a video on anything. You could do a video about your dog. You can do a video about your plants. You just need to put video up or photographs up and do an audio over them. So, and if anybody truly wants to get in contact with me, and I'll show you. I'm doing videos for boys to show them how to use CapCut. So I'm screen recording me putting a video up and showing them how to split it, how to add stuff in, and all wee bits like that. So if you're saying, right, I'm doing this, but I'm stuck, I don't know how to overlay, and I'll go, right, I'll do a video, and then you just watch the video that I do, and I'm talking over the videos step by step, showing you how to use a certain editing studio. And it's just, once I show you once you've got one particular thing, that's it, you're gone. That's you. You're doing videos, Eddie, you got to categorize rabbit holes. You really got to categorize rabbit holes, guys. Some rabbit holes you can't talk about on YouTube. I'm not going to talk about that one right now because I'm a wee bit scared of that particular one. I'm going to be honest, when it comes to the Roman Catholic Church, guys, and when it comes to the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope, you will not hear me say nothing bad about them. Or I'm not getting. I know my limits. There's things that you just don't. There's lines that you don't just cross in this world. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of skullduggery going on in it. And you don't hear many people talking about it. You know what I mean? The Pope's on a ventilator right now. The Pope's in a bad way. We don't even know if he's still alive. To be honest with you, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot coming out of the Vatican right now, and people are starting to wonder like what's going on. So I'm going to leave it at that. You can do your own stuff. You know what I mean, Eddie? If anybody wants to get into contact with Eddie will help you go down that particular rabbit hole. But like I say, it is interesting for people to do if you want to do videos and stuff like that. I'll tell you somebody who to check out, Barry Streep. Barry Streep. So Barry, you know how to spell Barry, Barry. Streep, 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 Barry Streep. Really good stuff he brings out. He's starting to do something different. So I would start to get into him now as he's starting to look at different ways of doing different content. The content that he's bringing out is basically, it's really up. It's quite remarkable stuff that it's quite a lot of it's conspiracy theorists, but it's really interesting. But it's somebody will give you an idea of things that you can do, that you can, and the idea is to do YouTube channels and get it monetized and make a wee bit of money. Well, you could be doing them. You could be doing good ones and good productions on what you're doing. You could be doing what you need to do will always take videos at different stages and maybe make really good videos at the end of the season when you're harvesting. That would be amazing. See if you were to do that and spend the time taking small videos of you actually growing your produce from day one, like every week, doing a wee video of it progressing until you're digging it out of the ground, and then bring it all together on one video and all different videos on each plant. Swear to God, you start throwing them videos up, people will watch them. People want to know how to grow stuff step by step, and before you know it, you're getting thousands of people subbing. You're getting monetized. You've got a couple of £100 coming in every month, a wee bit extra. There's nothing you're going to lose from it. It's not going to cost you anything, guys. It's not got a bit of time, Yeah, be very, very, very hangy about that, Deborah. There's a lot of stuff going about right now where famous people are, if you get a message from anybody that's famous, TikTok's bad for it. TikTok's really bad for it. You have loads of famous people on there, like Elon Musk and all that, you know what I mean? Seriously, and they message you, if you follow them, because I follow them, because I'm thinking it's about America. I'm thinking it's an Elon Musk TikTok about America, but it's actually somebody pretending to be Elon Musk, and you get a message from them, and they go, "How you doing, my friend? Are you into crypto?" Jeez, oh man. Yeah, Eddie, you're no bad judge. Say nothing. I even think I said too much. You know what I mean? Thanks, Freedomdad, for the technical advice, especially the stop and start advice. Unfortunately, that would pay havoc to my show, as I have a terrible stutter. Window man, I don't know if you're joking or not, man. Honestly, you're a nightmare, so you are. You're a nightmare. We play havoc to my show, as I have a terrible stutter. You're going to put a laughy face if it's a joke, aren't you? Private mail me an X. Please, I promise you, I can sort that. We can sort that. The internet is amazing. These editing apps are amazing. You'd be really surprised what they can do. I don't use them because it's not for me. You get me? I do what I need to do with it, and that's it. But there's voice enhancement, and there's background noise you can get rid of and all, and there's all sorts of stuff you can do. And Deborah has for music as well. If you put music on it, if you're going to edit music, you can take away different bass, different, all the different tones. I'm not really thinking about it, but yeah, it's good for doing editing music as well. So it is. Window man. You think you're funny, don't you? Oh man, I'm a Nigerian prince and I've just won the Nigerian lottery. I need a bank account to access the win. Send me your phone number. um, yeah, good on you. Good on you. Yeah, we know that, M&G. We know that. So yeah, anybody that wants to do videos or learn or do anything like, because Katie's going to start doing it. She's going to start doing her own YouTube and she's going to start editing all of her stuff and all that. I'm going to show her, because it's amazing. I seen it today and it's really amazing, like the things that she does with the horse, because I know what this horse is like. Fucking hell. Woo, mental. We went to see it, right? We went to see it. And I swear to God, it came from a really good start, honestly. The Grand National winner was in the same stable as it, you know what I mean? The Scottish Grand National winner was in the same stable as it. One of the most, can't remember the names now, but it was a really famous horse. Can you remember her name? Oh man, you'll know the name of these horses, you know what I mean? So, right, so we went to see it, you know what I mean? And the guy, he's brought it out and it's in this paddock, right? And it's just fucking bombing about the place. And he's going, whoa, whoa, because it keeps running up the fence as if it's about to jump the fence, right? But we're thinking, yes, this is the kind of horse we want. Katie's like getting excited, you know what I mean? This thing's like a rocket. So the next thing, he lets the horse out. Woof! I've never seen a horse go so fast. Honestly, this thing was like a rocket. I looked at Katie and goes, I don't want you on this horse. I don't want you on this. I swear to God. I was like, no. And she was like, I'm getting it. And she got it. You know what I mean? And it was because the horse is difficult. That's why we got it. We got it cheap. You know what I mean? And what did you pay for it, Katie? Not more than 1,500. It wasn't any more than 1,500. You know what I mean? And for maybe 1,000. It was about 1,000 because it cost about 1,500 in total with everything, the vet stuff and the passport and moving it and all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, once she gets this horse broke properly for riding, there's all sorts you can do with it. And then also she's a mare, so she can breed the horse. So depending, and it comes from a really good stock as well, American and Irish and all that, and German, the mother and father and all, Ghanaian granddads, really good stock, you know what I mean? So there's all sorts of directions you go with it, but watching the horse come on, like that, because they keep them wild. You got to understand, they're going in their paddock, a stall, and they're off, and that's all they're trained to do is just go as fast as they can. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that these horses aren't for little girls to ride on and give riding lessons to. You really got to put a lot of work into these horses. They're dangerous horses, like 18-hander. This is it 18? 18 hands?
No, she's only
16 hands. I'll bring a video tomorrow. I'll bring the video tomorrow so you can see her training her. It's brilliant. You'll like it. I think you'll like it. Even if you're not a horsey person, you'll think, wow, that looks quite cool. And but I suppose you don't know how far she's came. This horse was a nightmare. About the times it's tried to bite me. It actually tried to bite me in the throat one time. I was like, bent his head right round to go from my throat. I was like, whoa, went to bite me a couple of times. Like, you know what I mean? It follows her about like a wee dog. Just walks behind her like that. You know what I mean? Anybody comes here, I'm like, whoa, and like she's like, we know Ruby. Her name's Ruby, and she is nuts, right? And I know I'm over the 2-hour mark. But you're enjoying yourselves. So you're having a good chat there, and I don't want to break that up right now. And so it's good to see the horse listening to exactly what Katie's telling the horse to do. That blows me away. You know what I mean? She's almost there. So it'll be at a stage now where they're getting ready to put the saddle on, desensitizing her. Because like I say, we took her up a wee path one time, and there was a bin lorry drove by, and she nearly killed me. She jumped from up and moved over, and I trapped me in between a fence, and I managed to jump up and get over the fence just before I got crushed, but terrified by this bin lorry. So if anybody had been on her, forget about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just getting her used to getting, Katie's choking. She hasn't even read the horse yet. How long have you had her? 2 years. 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. I've seen that happen. Mate jumped on a horse in the field when I was a kid. The thing chased me. The female jumped the fence. Shit myself. I used to ride horses bareback. I was like when I was young. Used to work at stables. I was a trainee groom. You know what I mean? So grew up with horses. You know what I mean? It was no problem. Never had a problem with horses. Yeah, I've heard of them horses. Shergar and Red Rum. You would have been a jockey, 7.5 stone, ringing wet. Hello, Shale. Yeah, we never really we were like we were John Capone, we were the last of the rave scene. We caught the tail end of it. Like the rave scene was big in England and all that, but Northern Ireland because of the troubles, it was like but we did have our wee raves, you know what I mean? We had Kelly's, you know what I mean, and then we had the band hall in the city, you know what I mean, in South Belfast, and we know I'm not going to say no more about it. You could do a fucking video on the band hall, it would be fucking horrific, you know what I mean? Jeez, I don't know if I could bring you the story of the band hall, about the band hall. I really don't know if I could do it. It's that bad. I don't think I want you to know. I just don't want you to know how bad things really got over there. Yeah, Katie could do some lovely photos of the horses and make calendars they would sell in that community. Yeah, no, she's got big plans. Like she's big plans. She's only 22. You know what I mean? She's got her whole life ahead of her. You know what I mean? And she knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what direction she's going in. You know what I mean? Totally independent. Doesn't need me for anything. She's got her motorbike. You know what I mean? She's got everything. She's got everything she needs. Yeah, I know, Deborah. I know. I know. Hello, Assie. Welcome in. Alison. 91 to 95. Yeah, I was in jail. I was in jail. Yeah, I was in jail from 87 to. What's up? Is it? Oh, fuck, aye. 2 seconds, guys. Just need to lift it up. Watch your fingers. Shoot straighten out. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, I pushed the table. I pushed the table forward. I thought it was just sliding along. Yeah, I was in jail from 1987 to 95. So it was just turned 16 and got out when I was 24, 25. And then back in again. And then I was out for 10 years. And then back in again. Come on, Freedom, spit it out. I don't know what I was maybe spitting out there. London memories. See, I missed all that. I missed all that, guys. I missed all that. We caught the tail end of it. I'll be honest with you, right? This is exactly how I got involved in any raves, you know. So I'm, 25, 26, I think. Come on, son. Come on. Come on, wee man. It's open. You are getting blind as a bat, aren't you? He's getting blind as a bat. He's wanting to drink. Yeah, so, you got to understand Northern Ireland, nothing to do with drugs, never took drugs, never smoked weed. I was offered weeds those times. I'd done 6 years in England, plenty of opportunities. I think I tried it, didn't like it, and then got out and, I haven't really told anybody else, but this is what happened, So I'm sitting in the house and my best mate, who I'm not going to name because he's a very big figure right now, and he's come into the house and he goes, "I've tried an E." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "I've tried an E and it's fucking brilliant." And I'm like, "What the fuck's an E?" He goes, "You need to try it. You need to try it." And I'm like, "Right, we'll try it next week." You know what I mean? So sort of good. This following weekend. This is nowhere to lie, guys, right? Never taken one of these things in my life, you know what I mean? And obviously, this one particular E was fucking really, really strong. And I thought I was dying. I'm not kidding you on, guys. I thought I was dying. It was maybe I was close to 10. I haven't got a clue. But yeah, that was how I got introduced to the rave scene, and it lasted for about a year. To be honest with you, it wasn't any more than that. Maybe a year and a half, and then all sorts of bad stuff started happening, and that's the truth. People started dying. No word of lie. Some really bad stuff started happening, and I can remember they were called Hearts. If anybody remembers them, that was the thing that was at the time. You know what I mean? Hearts. And they were just bad. Everybody was behaving in a really bad way. No, I don't oil doors and I don't oil stairs. I'm definitely not oiling the door. That's the door to the living room. There's the back door. You know what I mean? You should know you don't oil doors. You don't oil gates and you don't oil doors. And you always have a creaky floorboard or a creaky stair. That's the rules. John Capone, I copped a 6 in 91 and got out in 96. I missed it to Freedom. The network I went on a Sunday night, it was a pretty spooky place. The network, aye, yeah. But Banbridge as well. But, what was the one where they used to wear the balaclavas? Remember the one where they used to wear it was don't know if I should say this, should I? Chicana. Right, it was the Blacknecks. If you know who the Blacknecks are, that's it. You know what I mean? So I think the Blacknecks run it, and they used to fucking have the balaclavas on, man. You know what I mean? Oh, 'cause there were some heavy duty places in Northern Ireland. There really was, guys. You know. Yes, wee bit bunkers. You better believe it. That's how I know someone's coming. That's my early warning system. You know what I mean? That's the working class. That's the working class alarm system. So it is, guys. You know. Yeah. Definitely don't oil them. No, I'm not going to. MG, I've oiled the seat for you, right? I'm not oiling my fucking doors. I don't mind if they come in and sit in my seat. You know what I mean? It's freedom of speech. Let's say it. I know, mate. I know. But it's Northern Ireland. It's not like I can just talk about stuff. It's Northern Ireland, you know what I mean? It's a different ball game. And it's just the way we are. It's strange talking about stuff, so it is, you know. But it's me. It's me, you know what I mean? Kelly's. Yeah, Kelly's, yeah. But we used to go to Scotland. We used to spend like bunkers in Glasgow. We used to go there. And there was a couple in there we went to, and there was one in Kilmarnock we went to as well. But Glasgow, it was mostly Glasgow. Eight mags. It would have been too handy. You know what I mean? That was a weekend for us when we went to Kelly's, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, mate. I know it doesn't matter. Scotland, Northern Ireland doesn't make a difference. Don't make a difference. It's just a bit of water, you know what I mean? It's like I don't see any difference. We're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's not like Scotland's always been sort of home, you know what I mean? And like Scottish people in Northern Ireland, it's always been. It's very easy to come across, you know what I mean? It's like fucking half an hour on a plane. You're up and you're down, and you could fly over for 20 quid, 25 quid. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't know if that's still like that, but you could have. Yeah, I've never been into the speed and all that, and never needed that. Like, you know, I don't really need anything. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. Oh, aye, yeah. I wasn't allowed back for 7.5 years just, and then that was my conditions. You know what I mean? But I was still allowed back, but I had to tell them exactly when I was leaving, what flight I was on, and all that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. To be honest with you, I didn't really miss it. Like, it didn't bother me because, like, it was just one of them things. There was nothing there, you know what I mean? It was all finished. There was, like, the whole problem. I was getting into trouble, you know what I mean? Like, I really was. I was getting into trouble. And, because it was difficult just to switch off, you know what I mean, guys? And, yeah, I found my peace here, you know what I mean? I found somewhere where I could relax and Didn't need to worry about nothing, you know, and I think it was just good to relax. It was good not to worry, you know what I mean? And just with all the shit that was going on. Get a thingy. Yeah. Hopefully that's it. But guys, hopefully that is it now. Peace. You know, I can't see it ever going back. I really can't. I think it's gone on for too long. I really can't see. The main reason why everybody stopped was because the intelligence service was too good. Had chocolate vodka once. Oh, I've never heard of that, like, but that's not right. That's not good. Chocolate vodka? No. I thought Buckfast was bad. John likes his Buckfast. Or John Rankin, he likes his Buckfast. He does. He's proper Scottish, man. You know what I mean? And to see where he's from too, it's really big where he's from. I know loads of people from where he's from, like, and like even being in the jail, it's quite a rough area. He comes from quite a rough area. There's quite a lot of boys in the jail from where John Rankin stays, you know what I mean? And yeah, Bucky. The old Bucky's quite popular. I think it's quite popular, like in Glasgow and around Glasgow, more than Edinburgh, to be honest with you. Motley used to be able to wake up in a bush in the 90s and know you were going to be safe. That's correct, isn't it? Isn't it like, how many times have you fell asleep out in the street, guys, on the way home? Glasgow is Buckyland. Yeah, it is. Like, it's mad, isn't it? It's bigger in Glasgow than Edinburgh, you know, because I'm right in the middle. So I know Edinburgh boys and Glasgow boys. No, I can't drink whiskey, guys. Cannot drink whiskey. Not a whiskey drinker. Don't get me wrong. I like a malt. I like a nice malt, like Talaska. You know what I mean? And like a wee glassy it, you know, I can have a wee drink. It's nice, you know what I mean? But that's it. I wouldn't go out and drink whiskey. I would end up in prison. 110%. I know that, you know. And yeah, I think you probably have a drink where you know not to drink. Some people's vodka, some people's whiskey, most people's whiskey. Most people I know, I speak to, they go, "Oh, I can't drink whiskey," and then you get the few who go, "Oh, I can't drink vodka." You've never drank. Well done, well done. See, society tells us to drink. You know, I was telling me, Cammy, you know, I was saying to Cammy, listen, you don't need to go for a pint just because you're 18. That's society trying to bring you down, trying to make sure you don't become who you're meant to become. You know, get you into the pub, get you drinking every weekend, spending all your money on alcohol, hungover, and, you know, but he was like, no, I'm going to a pub. I'm not listening to you. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to the pub. You know, you could see it in his eyes. You know, he just didn't want to hear me. Yeah, James, I couldn't touch it. Couldn't touch it. Hearts are puddle singers. Don't. My brother-in-law is a Hearts supporter, die hard. My lucky first football strip is a Hearts strip, guys. You know, so like I am going to have to say to Lucky, listen, your uncle's a Hearts supporter, and like, and it's up to you. You know, I am going to be saying there personally, I think you should support Hearts because you don't. This is where you're from. Like Hearts, you know, Hearts of Midlothian. We're from West Lothian. You know, you got Glasgow, which is Celtic and Rangers, and you've got Edinburgh, which is Hibs. But Hearts is like the heart. Is they call this the heart of Scotland? That's what I think. You know, I may be wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, I would want her to support the football team where she's born. You know, I'd like her to support Linfield, but I don't see the point in that. I supported Linfield because I live fucking 2 streets away from the stadium. You know, who else was I going to support? Hello, Stephen. 2 hours and 18. You know, I'm just going to roll with this, man. So I am. I am going to wrap it up at two and a half hours, I think, guys. Yeah, and then I've got an hour. I've got an hour for the shop. You know what I mean? So there's something I was thinking about today. I was thinking about this today, right? before we go, this is a wee interesting thought for you. So I was looking at wee Lucky the day, right? And I was just like, she was just waking up. Yes, mate. All right, be on tomorrow. Usual 6:30. Hopefully have a guest on. Still got it, waiting for a couple of replies and stuff like that. And I haven't really I need, I'll speak to Eddie, will be my man. He'll be able to sort something out for me. If not, I'll get Dan on or somebody. I've got people lined up, you know what I mean? But just because I've been non-stop, the poor used to drink, what was it, for their health before the NHS crap? Guinness. They used to get prescribed Guinness. I know that. So I was looking at wee Lucky the day, right? And I'm like, she's waking up and I'm going, she's smiling at me and I'm like, I'm calling her a wee princess. I was like, fucking, it's like, and I'm just looking at her going, you're my wee princess. And I was thinking, there's parents in this world today, right? And quite a lot of them that won't call their children princesses, even if they're girls. They are non-binary parents. And they won't dress their children up like girls. They think, you get me? And they sort of do, I think, in a way, push to have a transgender child, like a designer child. I've seen, like the stars. You've seen the stars doing it. They've got wee boys and they've got them all dressed up as girls with long hair and they're saying, oh, they want to be girls. They're like 4 and 5 years old. They don't know what they want to be. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking to myself, how sad is that? You imagine my wee Lucky missing out on all them wee sayings that I would say, like, I love you, my wee princess, and you're such a beautiful wee girl, and putting, dressing her up in her wee frilly stuff and all her wee pink stuff and just girly things that, like, what Katie's going to do, and I think it's amazing. It's just what a wee girl's for, you know what I mean? And it's just heartbreaking that there's kids out there missing out on that. Do you not think so? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do. The government pushes it. Good night, Marty. Good night, Marty. I'll give you a wee shout tomorrow. Bro. We'll get a wee chat, so we will. If you're up, send me a wee message when you're up, mate. I'll be up with the birds, so just give us a wee shout, and we'll get a wee catch up, man. Good. Thanks for popping in tonight. Thank you all for popping in tonight, guys. Controversial, but I want to talk about it. I think I covered it. I think I've said the right things tonight about it. If you haven't checked out Lubna's film, please, go and watch it, guys. Do your homework, research these guys, look what they're saying, listen to what they're saying, and always remember, if the Muslims are saying it, there's nothing wrong with us saying it. If they're worried about their kids, I'm worried about my kids. And if you want to put me in court, then I will bring these videos to evidence and show the judge, this is why I'm worried. These are the things that's going on in this country. This is why I'm worried for my daughter. And nobody's reassuring me, Have you heard of anybody coming out and reassuring us about the future? Anybody, guys? Have you heard anybody from the Labour Party or the Conservatives coming out and telling us not to worry, or we've got it wrong and it's going to be okay? No, not a single person. Let kids be kids, James, yeah. It is absolutely shameful, and you got to think about the children. Them children are missing out on so much. That wee boy's missing out on all the wee boy stuff, the Action Man figures, the playing football, because the kids, the parents are behaving in a crazy way, and that's all you can say. It is. It's crazy, Yep, you all say good night, guys. Thanks. That makes it easier for me when I know you're all chilling out and saying goodbye. I don't like wrapping it up and leaving you all mid-flow and all that, so yeah, but we'll be back tomorrow night, and I'll let you know tomorrow what's going on. I'm going to come off here, make a few phone calls, reply to a few messages. Got one important phone call to make tonight, and yeah, it's a crazy world out there. YouTube's a crazy world. YouTube's been quite an eye-opener for me. Very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. No problem, John. Listen, you don't need to thank me, guys. Please believe me, you don't need to thank me. You make the channel. You make it what it is. I come and do my wee bit. I say my wee bit, my wee activism bit, and you either disagree with me or agree with me. And basically, the channel's open the reason for the lives, guys, is for us to have a laugh and a chat and a bit of crack, right? But it's also for somebody to come on and say, listen, I'm running for Labour, or I support Labour, or I'm in Hope Not Hate, or I'm in this organisation and I think blah, blah, blah. And then I can go, right, do you want to come on and discuss it? You know what I mean? And then we take it from there. Obviously, we wouldn't just let anybody on just to take piss out of us, but, we would do our research, you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's like that side of things is for anybody to come on and tell me that I'm wrong. I just want somebody to tell me that I'm wrong. I want to be proven wrong. Do you not? Would that not be nice if I was wrong? If Rupert was wrong? That's what I'm looking for, guys. I am looking for that. I'm looking for anybody in the government and come and tell me that I'm wrong, that I don't need to worry about my daughter's future. Everything's going to be okay. Okay, man, it's hard work, like. But listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You've all said goodbye. I'm hoping to see wee Lucky as well. She's still awake. I mean, thanks very much. Just going to wrap it up by saying thank you all so much. Thanks all so much for your comments and the support on the videos. I know quite a lot of you know a lot of other stuff that's going on that, and, it's not easy. It's ups and downs that I'm dealing with. And, it's tough. And maybe, one day soon, like I always say, I'm waiting to write my book to tell you things. There's stuff I'm choking to tell you, but there's really good reasons why I can't speak about some things right now. And you'll understand that in due course, promise you. And, you've just got to understand, like, guys, it isn't easy. It isn't easy. It isn't easy being me. I'm not looking for pity or anything like that or sympathy. But, once you know everything that I've been through, you'll understand, you know what I mean? It hasn't been a good life. It hasn't been an easy life. I've had some good times, and the best times I've had, believe it or not, I've been in prison. Some really good memories in prison, some good laughs with some good guys, and that's quite remarkable. That's quite remarkable, because it would be quite easy for me to say, well, at the time in America, it was amazing. Wow, it was fucking, because it was like, we couldn't even talk about it. Was that mental? Thailand, Cambodia, all over Europe, you know what I mean? Things, it's just mental things, and just like, exciting. But, scary times, dangerous times, fucking 25 years, 30 years sort of times, And prison was a place where I was totally relaxed. I had no worries, no stresses, and everything was done for me. And being brought up in children's homes and stuff like that, I think that's why I was conditioned, and that's why I struggled socially outside, because I was conditioned to be in an environment with other people like me, and to be controlled by people in charge, like staff members, prison officers, and I think that's where the institutionalization comes from. When you hear people saying, oh, he's institutionalized, it's not just about going in and out of prison. You can go in and out of prison 20 times for little silly offences and not be institutionalized. I think it's institutionalized comes from how you've been brought up as a child, and how you go through care and the YOs and then in the prisons and stuff like that. That's where that comes from, the institutionalized comes from. So, yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. It takes a lot of guts, but you make it a lot easier for me. The support you give me and other friends that support me outside of this, the stuff that I can't bring to the platform, that I can discuss with my friends, and I take advice from my friends, and I do my YouTube channel with their advice. And that's the truth, because I just want to talk. I just want to tell you, blah, 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 this is fucking hot, this happened, fucking, you know what I mean? I really do. But sometimes you've got to be careful. Sometimes you've got to use your nut. And there's a time and a place for everything. Okay, so, there's also other wee plans in motion, you know what I mean, that, you'll maybe understand in the long run as well. We'll see how it goes and what happens. But at the end of the day, I want to say thank you. You make it easier for me. You give me the courage to do this because of your comments. The ones, you guys that send me messages and say, Freedom Dad, you do not know what your videos have done for me. That blows me away. That really does blow me away, and I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I never expected that. I never done YouTube channels to change people's lives or make people feel better. It wasn't really about that. It was just selfish reasons, and I've said that from the start. I've always said that from the start. I even think I said it in Who is Freedom Dad. It is selfish reasons. It's for my daughter, I was started doing this, and because other YouTubers had shut down and were leaving the country, you know, because there was people getting arrested left, right, and centre. You know, I don't even. I think Calvin guy. He's never come back. I don't think he. I think he left and never came back. Unless he's back, but that's when he left. There was loads of people left. You know what I mean? And came back as well. Like, but it was a worrying time. But like I say, freedom of speech, guys. You're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to criticise your government, and you're allowed to criticise any man that harms our children. And I'll go to prison before I'll let any man stop me protecting my daughter. You know, and I will have just as loud as a voice in prison. Believe you me, trust me on that one. And also, I'll never get silenced. I'll never be silenced because I'll just take it onto the street. You know, other people will be filming me. You know, I will be in town centres. I will, because I know who I am. I know what way I'll go. I know how angry I'll get. You know, if somebody tries to do something to me or tries to change me or tries to stop me, it just makes me really, really more determined. And I think quite a lot of you guys are like that as well. I would believe, you know. So, like I say, I am always full of appreciation for you guys. You are absolutely amazing people. I truly believe I have the most intelligent, brightest people on my platform, 110%. And that's because I have had thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people watch my videos, and it's all filtered down to you guys. And that's when I say quality. That's quality right there. And it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So thank you guys. This crack's been good tonight, Freedom Dad. We can all have memories and good laugh, a break from the real life. Life is a waste of time. Time is a waste of life. Get wasted all the time. Cheers. I didn't know where that was going. I was like, fucking hell. Thanks for a good night. No problem, Windows Man. Jabra, Vanda, Motley. Thank you so much, guys. You know, horses for courses. Schools are a prison. Long term. You have a soul. I have. Right, guys, thank you so much. 1 minute past. Good night, and we'll see each other tomorrow night. Same time, same place. See you there. God bless.